It sounds so sinister.
Start. Stream. You are my number one guy. Pop out the chat.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Are we going?
I think so.
All right.
All right.
Videos
My God.
are demonetized videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
About time.
Do this shit for free, yo.
Yep.
That's not true.
Because why?
We have wonderful patrons.
Why on earth would you put something on YouTube, of all places, if you wanted to make money off of it?
Fuck if I know.
I mean, for goodness gracious sake.
Let's retweet that tweet. That sweet tweet that Chuck just put out there.
Oh, did he?
I did. I
He
put
did.
out a tweet.
There's a
Let me
tweet.
see that tweet. Where is it? There is it. Man, Vanners.
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 Hang a Vanner.
If you ain't a
Oh,
Vanner.
it's starting already, isn't it?
One.
Just need a little tally thing.
Ding. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, Van.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Of course, Eric. It's Vanuary.
Yeah, Eric.
Why would we not discuss vans
That's all we discussed.
in Vanuary?
It's the new bad movie van podcast.
It's Vanuary.
V-
Vanuary.
It's not true because we've got like possible the entire history of movies about 4 more.
Yeah, if that.
So that's why it's only the first annual and only annual Vanuary.
It's never happened.
It's the first annual, biannual, bicentennial
yeah.
freak out.
It's like Maltober. It's just, sorry, not happening again.
And Eric, no, none of us have minivans.
Oh, I know.
'cause none of us
minivan.
have
He's
children.
sitting right over there.
No, none of us have children, so
Yeah,
no.
that we know of.
Yes.
I always phrase it that way
Yes.
because it kind of says this guy
could just
fucks.
be out
Yeah, yeah. Because, I don't pull out.
Yeah,
Love them and leave them.
this guy fucks right here.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it was the van life.
You know?
Yeah. Living van life. Van life.
Goodbye, stranger.
Yes.
It's been nice.
It's all about the van life, man. Man, look at all those phone alerts. All them retweets.
So I'm gonna throw this out now, probably several times, like maybe in the end. But next week, if you're tuning in for the live stream, it will be on a Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are going to a concert.
Yeah, we're going to go see a concert.
We're going to see They Might Be Giants.
They're going to do a concert for us.
Yeah.
And other people.
They sing songs.
Accordion solo. And then
And
the song
we'll
will get
listen.
really weird for 20 seconds, and you'll go, are they okay?
There'll probably be a theremin.
Man, you guys are making me so bummed I'm not going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we didn't ask you for a reason.
Yeah.
Because we knew you'd say no.
Yes.
When we hate rejection.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't want to feel sad.
You didn't have to feel sad.
Okay, I won't.
You're not that connected to them. It's not like you're like, they're my favorite band.
They're pretty high up there. I grew up on them.
Yeah.
Girl I dated in high school, that was her favorite band.
Yeah.
What about
Do you have a
favorite?
number?
There's a reason we're not together.
I've seen them more times than I've seen any other band live. But
I've never seen them.
no?
No.
Well, this will be a first. This will be my
Yes.
like, my 14th.
Whoa!
Something. Yeah, seriously.
So did you just like follow them around in a
No.
van one year?
No, I did not. I wasn't a Van fan.
Oh.
No, I mean, shit. I saw them first time. I mean, let's put it this way. I saw them in like '96 here in Jacksonville when Soul Coughing was opening for them. And then years later, Mike Doty was here and was like, "Hey, first time in Jacksonville." I was like, "No, it's not." I know you're on the heroin and stuff, but
He just meant as himself.
as himself, maybe as
Yeah.
himself,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Perhaps.
I was like, "Yeah,
Perhaps.
I don't want to correct you, sir, but I've seen you before here in this town."
I've seen you before.
Yeah. I've read your police record.
Yeah. And I saw their fucked up show at the Milk Bar where they played 3 shows One of them got sick, ran off stage, and then they kicked everyone out of the milk bar and said, "Well, sorry, bye. Get the fuck out."
Couldn't even stay and just chill.
And apparently they fucked them over too. They didn't pay them either.
Oh,
So they kept all the money,
Milk
basically. Kicked
bar.
everyone out. Because like when they came back the next year, they're like, "Yeah, anyone here that was here last year?" Like, yeah. And they're like, "Yeah, sorry, it didn't work out any better for us." So.
Really?
1, 2, 3, 4. No.
anyway, here's Wonderwall.
I feel like all bands should do that at some point on the stage.
So wait, so where was Milk Bar?
Downtown.
Yeah.
Like,
Because there's like a Milk Bar in every single city since Clockwork Orange came out.
Yeah, it was like Forsyth or something like that. I think it was on
Okay.
Forsyth Street. It was like underneath some other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only other place I've been to that would like steal everyone's money would be Jackrabbits. But they have a fairly good rep.
It was near Club 5.
Yeah.
It's like around the corner from Club 5.
What, Milk Bar?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
in the general vicinity.
Yeah, it was in the
Or Van
club
City.
district.
Yeah. I saw a few shows at Club 5 that were all terrible.
I saw them, and I've seen J. Might Be Giants at Club 5.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a great show because
Really?
they had the balcony, and I was up on the balcony watching it, and then like they started some song, and they were like, you know, most of the time, that's the thing I love about going to They Might Be Giants concerts. Is like most time people, you know, the bands like do something, and people are like, nah. And They Might Be Giants fans are like, fuck yeah! So they're like, conga line, and the whole fucking club started a conga line, like literally one giant conga line, which involved going down the stairs. Yeah.
I hope we don't do that.
See,
Chuck doesn't want to be touched.
Chuck doesn't
by
like
other
fun.
humans.
I don't like to participate.
yeah, Chuck is not a fun person.
That's correct. That's
Chuck,
true.
Chuck, you old stick in the mud.
I hate the fun.
You should try not hating the fun.
Okay.
Have you ever tried not hating the fun?
I'll try this next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, you should try fun things.
Okay.
Unlike me, who's just like, nah,
Yeah.
I won't even enter the building.
There might be a conga line.
Okay.
Probably not.
All right.
There probably won't be.
Hey, let's do
Would
They
it
were-
be,
they were-
would
they
it be
were-
a giant conga line?
They were considerably younger at the time, and so was I.
Yeah. Probably more
Boy.
eager to run around and.
I'm saying
That's
that
an evergreen statement.
I'm just
isn't
saying
it?
that was like John Henry time.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a long ass time ago.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
John Henry.
That was one of their albums.
Oh.
Was it after Apollo 18?
I
Oh.
think Apollo 18 was out before Flood, wasn't it? Or was it after Flood?
No, Apollo 18 was
After Flood?
Yeah. It was after their B-sides album.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because it went like, so what was it, like Lincoln, and what was the one before? Was it self-titled? Did they have a self-titled?
Eponymous.
Eponymous. Lincoln, Flood, Apollo 18.
So did they name theirs eponymous before REM did?
wasn't.
No, it was. It was just. I'm
He's just
saying.
using the word.
Oh.
Yeah. Miscellaneous T came after Flood, which was just a bunch of B-sides.
Right. Well, they've done several of those.
Yeah.
Like, They Got Lost, I think, was one,
I see.
which has a song called They Got Lost.
Shocker.
Well, how about that?
And Token Back to Brooklyn, which is a great little song. Anywho,
Let's do a
That's
podcast.
been your
That's
They
been
Might
your-
Be Giants hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
Join us on our new They Might Be Giants podcast.
Yeah.
They Might Be podcasts.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We might not be doing that podcast.
We probably shouldn't.
You probably won't.
No.
Please don't.
Especially when we just sit here and have dumb conversations like
Yeah.
the order of which albums came
Uh-huh.
out when it's easily accessible.
No, I think this came
No.
out. No, it was after. Huh?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
All right, let's do an actual podcast.
Okay.
Not about They Might Be Giants, but
All
about
right.
bands that might be super. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 408.
Yep.
Yeah,
Numbers
that's-
and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's from Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
and there's no BJ this week.
No.
He's out vanning.
Yeah. He bought a van. He's traveling the
Yeah.
country,
Yeah.
seeing the sights.
However, what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie, come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They go 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
There's no vans in that.
Nope. There are big-ass robots, but no vans. There might be a van. He did kind of have a space van. There was like a weird
It was a
space,
space
There are
sedan.
spacey van.
There are some
No,
vehicles.
not a spacey van.
No,
Just a-
non-robotic
space
That's the
vehicles.
worst
You want
van.
to stay away from the spacey
It's really
van.
the worst van. However, there are also bad movies that stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in giant bags of trash in which they belong.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Just refuse.
Throw them into the big can.
Yeah. Like
That-
with the fan.
Yeah, that sputtered out there.
Don't get a tan. Throw them in a can and put them in the van.
Hook them up to your land. Don't tell Dan.
Or Stan. Anyway, we are going to talk about 1977 Supervan because we're still smack dab in the middle of January.
We are so hard in the middle of
Hashtag
January.
January.
Another in the long line of dumbass ideas that we've come up with.
I offered you guys an out.
The first and only
And we didn't take it.
January. So the first annual,
Last
and
week.
only annual January.
At the end of the van, I said, guys, the rest of the movies are just like this. And you were all like, I'd watch another one of those.
Listen, we wanted to see some sweet vans.
We did. I guess we did. This
And-
movie has that.
It does.
Yeah, this one does have an airbrushed van montage.
Yeah.
That
Hey, I said
An
it
acceptable
was coming,
montage.
and you're like, no. I was like, we're going to showcase some of that art. And they did a little bit.
I just figured this movie seemed to be fucking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It would probably fuck up the one good thing about these fucking vans.
Yeah.
But no, it did all right.
Oh, wait. We usually do... fuck. I'm so out of whack tonight. We usually do a plot summary.
Yeah.
Here's a really quick one. 'Cause
Okay.
Whatever. Keep the tradition alive. A man named Clint enters a solar-powered van called Vandora into a competition called Freak Out. Here's your fucking plot summary.
Freak Out
I'm
76.
going to ring that
Freak
angrily.
Out. It's the second annual Freak Out.
It's the second annual bicentennial... biannual...
Yeah.
They say a whole bunch of dumb shit that doesn't make any sense.
It's Freak Out 76.
Sure.
Yes.
So that's what all the posters say.
Yeah. There's your bicentennial. Not the bicentennial. They haven't been doing this van thing for 200 years because
No.
there weren't vans.
What?
That's true.
Yeah. But there's a guy,
There's a guy named Clint.
Clint.
Uh-huh. He's got a van, a normal van. I mean, it's fairly sweet, I suppose.
Well, the opening credits are just a convoy of vans all blabbing at each
All
other.
talking on the CB.
Yeah. And eventually they all pass a gas station, and the camera stops following the vans and stops on the gas station.
And follows the mans.
Yes. The man's come out of
Named
the gas
Clint.
station. And he's running out, and his dad's chasing him. He's just like, you come back here. It's the family business. And,
I tried to build a life for you.
Yeah.
I don't want your life.
and Clint's all just like,
Yeah.
I want my sweet van, Dad.
Yeah. Your gas station's going to get shut down by franchising in 10 years, so
Yeah.
suck it, Dad.
And so his dad's like, you're right. Here's a wad of cash. Enjoy the van life, son.
Yeah,
I wish I could join
yeah,
you.
He hands him like $40 and is like, stay in touch.
Yeah.
And he's like, good talk, Dad.
Yep.
Time to take off in Morgan the Pirate van.
Yes.
Which, yes, is written on the door in like that that shimmery. I don't even know what material you call it, but they used it on comic books in the early 90s.
Yeah. It was like on amusement park rides in the 80s. It was just
Yeah.
that, whatever that
that
material
carnival
was.
shit, but it was Morgan the Pirate.
But he has like pirate masks inside the van.
He has a pirate themed van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he keeps telling his dad, I'm going to make my living, I'm going to make my riches with this van.
Yeah.
But he's got one of those steering wheel knob things, which I thought were highly illegal unless you were handicapped. I thought that was like a thing that they do. You know, it's like, I have one arm.
I thought it was a thing that truckers couldn't have, but all truckers wanted to have.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I get it when you didn't have power steering. Like, you know,
Sure.
you used to have to turn the wheel a whole lot to get the car to turn.
Yeah.
But, like, I just always thought it was, like, highly dangerous because, you know, they're hard and they stick up and you can smack your face on them if you have to stop suddenly and knock out your eyes or teeth.
And you should keep both hands on the wheel.
Sure, that too. I suppose. But he has one of those knobs and it's, like, got a pirate lass.
It does, yeah. There's a pirate lass on it.
And I guess that's, like, his good luck charm because
Yeah.
it's important to him later. So
Yeah. And
But-
he's driving around and like everyone wants to talk to him on a CB radio.
Oh, it is like, I know we normally like exaggerate about the length of times in which boring shit happens in a movie, but this is actually 10 to 20 minutes of just CB gibberish.
Yeah, well, we've had that like the 5-minute opening credit sequence
Right.
of just vans all fucking just talking to each other about their dumb bullshit. And then so we had the one dialogue scene, Clint and his dad, and then Clint drives off, and then it's just random van misadventures of just like, hey, you look out for Smokies because they're gonna get you. And Clint's like, yeah, cool. Break 1-9, thanks.
Now there's
Roger.
there's a lot of CB gibberish being said. However, there is one thing that is on the poster that I never heard anybody say,
Yeah.
which is
Watch
your donkey.
Yeah.
I never heard anyone say that throughout the entire course of the movie.
No, they said watch your ass because in the movie you could say ass.
fine,
Yeah.
but something about watch your donkey is funnier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know why van culture never decided to change.
Yeah.
You know, so
Watch
the
your
Smokies wouldn't know
donkey.
that it means to watch your ass. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one string of CB lingo that I swear to God is like fucking Cockney accents. It's just like, what is he saying? What is that? I mean, I know it's English, but
Oi!
yeah.
I robbed a van!
But he's driving around, and then he kind of drives by a junkyard where there are some bikers, and the bikers are doing what bikers do.
No, not only that. Like, they're on the CB broadcasting to invite other people into their nefarious activities.
That's right.
And that's why he knows about it.
Okay.
So, because he comes in at full speed. Like, as we were alluding to, some bikers are being bikers and attempting to rape a girl.
Yes.
And they're on the CB going, come on in.
Yeah.
It's like a buffet or some bullshit. And it's like, he hears this and, of course, is like, he's not in a Supervan yet, but he is a Superman because it comes in full speed and
He crushes one of their bikes.
wipes out one of their bikes, like, right next to the dude, too.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a very dangerous stunt because this bike
Yeah.
just kind of gets bumped off the van right in front of a dude and gets crushed. And then leaps out and...
He fucking kicks a dude in the head.
Yeah.
Like, he's just one guy who's
Like
just
he
sitting
kicks
there.
him so hard he falls over.
Yeah. And then he grabs this lady and throws her in his van.
Yeah, he grabs this woman caveman style and just runs off with her.
Yeah. And he's just like, hi, I'm Clint. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go.
and it's not like the lift her up by the arm and like run.
I mean,
thing.
he gets her over to the van and then is like, get in.
Yeah.
You know, but like, so he's not like fully
No, he's not kidnapping her,
forcefully
but
throwing her in the van.
he does just run into the scene, kick the dude in the head, and scoop her up like within 5 seconds.
Yep.
and then proceeds to fuck up his van.
Well, also that, and then also the heroicness of the entire thing because he goes like, what was happening?
Yeah.
It's like,
I think
Dude,
we all know what
dude,
was
you
happening.
know what was
You know what
happening.
was
And-
happening.
And then he's just like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Why are you here? And
Yeah.
it's like, no time for small talk, Dr.
Yeah.
Jones? I mean, get the
Yes.
fuck out of here.
The bikers are in hot pursuit as we do a bunch of sweet stunts around this junkyard where you're going to fuck up your van. Eventually
Yeah.
to the point where he somehow backs it into a car crusher and gets stuck.
like up.
As it's running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's got ramps going up to it, which seems like a bad idea
He
for a car
backs
crusher.
into it.
Like they don't have the crane; it's just like drive your own car into the car crusher, which is seems like a terrible idea.
I don't know. For some people, that might be a plus.
But
Bring
like,
your car down to
I'm
Earl's
saying,
car
like this
crusher.
thing is crushing, and
Nah.
like if your door sticks or something, like you're kind of fucking dead.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, he gets stuck and it starts crushing his van. To which he's like, "Oh no, my van!" And then they leap out, and he has to go back and rescue the knob.
There is a good shot of the inside of the van as the back
Oh, yeah.
just starts getting crushed.
Yeah, the camera's in the front seat, shooting the back of the van, just get fucking just obliterated.
Yeah.
They jump out. He gets the suicide knob, and one of the bikers is in pursuit and somehow slides into the crusher also and gets his bike crushed. I don't even know how it happened, but
because
it's
he's
like,
got stupid ass handlebars.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one
These
of those
are the
like,
worst handlebars I've ever
it's
seen.
one of those like chopper things where like the front wheel goes out way too far, but it's got these tiny little like insects antenna handlebars. It's
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
it is. But it gets crushed.
Yes, it
so
does.
fuck that bike.
And the guy.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, they're in a truck being towed, and he's just like, "Man, I was gonna go to Van Explosion 2000 or what the hell was the name of the thing? I've already
Freak
forgot.
Out
Freak Out.
76.
Freak Out 76 and win $5,000 with my sweet van, and now my plans are ruined. I'll have to go back.
No,
and
no,
work
he's
with my
like,
dad."
I've got a backup plan.
Yeah.
he's saying that he's still a little.
I
bummed
know,
his
but I mean,
van
like
quit.
he was like, "Damn, that was my plan. That was this." And
Now I've lost my van.
yeah, so
I'm no longer a man with a van or a plan.
yeah, so he's just like, "Well, we're gonna go see my buddy Bosley or whatever the hell the dude's name is."
Yes, let's go see Bosley. That might be the dude's name. It's fucking
I thought they were saying Bob for a while, but they
It is Bosley.
It
Yeah,
is Jesus.
I thought so.
Why would it not be?
But yeah, he's like, let's go see this guy, and he's got something for me. So we don't know what it is, and he's just a guy in a lab, and all of a sudden a computer voice goes off telling him intruder at door 3 or whatever.
Yeah, but as slow as possible. It's like
and polite.
intruder at door.
But it's like,
the-
you may want to
3.
check out security door
The
3.
longer it goes on, it gets more and more flanged, though. That's
Yeah,
what's funny.
yes.
It's like I know you don't understand. Door 3.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, and I don't know if that's the result of the sound on this or
It's-
the print, because this DVD is bad.
Wow.
This is like we found the last copy in the last drive-in
Yeah.
on Earth,
Like each reel,
and
like
it's been just sitting in the bathroom for a few decades.
remember when we watched Crash and Burn and it was like there were gaps between each reel. Like they just found the reels and just threw them together, and it was just like go print, go make it happen.
This time, like the very beginning of the movie is grainy as shit.
It's
like all scratchy.
It's
and
all scratched to hell.
And then every time you see the cigarette burns where it's about to change reel, it's like it gets bad, and then it's bad when the new reel. So I don't know if just like the print they found, if somebody was just like, I don't know, put movie together, just, because like every single reel change is just the movie.
Yeah, I suspect there is not a good version of this movie that exists.
No, if this is what got put out on DVD, this is
they
someone had this reel and they were like, that's the last existing copy.
Yeah,
so
it has that feel.
Yeah, but Bosley just basically reveals like, okay, here it is. You're gonna want to check this out, and it's just like this, and then they open this door. And it's the Supervan, which has its own little theme and also has some animated glow around it when they, when they point at it.
Yeah, and its name is Vandora.
Yeah, it's
and it runs on solar power.
It does,
and it's made of unobtainium,
and apparently is faster than any van on the road, and has enough battery that the solar power you can run it for days. It doesn't matter at night.
Yeah, they don't say battery. They're like, it has solar cells, backup thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't understand
technology. It's the future.
It is the future
in van form. Also, however, somewhere in the middle of this, we have met the movie's villain, I guess.
Yeah,
the oil guy.
Yeah, T.B. Trenton. Is his name. Some people call him Mr. T.
Yeah,
but he is comically greedy businessman. So
he has 6 phones on his desk.
Yeah, so businessman.
Yeah. Yes.
Playing the part of businessman.
Yeah, because apparently he owns oil fields, but he also owns a American Midwest Motors or automobiles. I think it's AMA.
It's a series of dealers.
It's MAM. It's Mid-Atlantic Motors. It's MAM. Is
okay, Midwest American Motors.
Yeah,
I believe is what it is.
So
but yes.
he owns dealerships and he owns oil fields. So he is like the first conversation where he has 2 phones up to his head. He's basically going, all those engines we got right before the oil crisis. Yeah, I want you putting them in the van because we don't care. Like I make money both ways. Ha ha ha! Fuck fuel economy.
Yeah, and he's commissioned. Bosley is supposed to be building this van for him that they're going to mass produce. But what Bosley did was take the money and build this prototype instead because ha ha ha.
Yeah, damn the man.
That's literally the only
because
there's no
he made
reason
something considerably better.
Yeah, but also something that he knows will never sell and he will get him fired. So. And I also don't know how there was zero oversight over this project, that they were just like, go. And then he built the fucking Supervan.
It was the age of vans.
Haven't you seen a movie? Like, scientists are always just given free reign to do whatever.
I guess.
Yeah. Did Frankenstein's boss show up and be like, yo, what you making down here, Frankenstein? And he's like, I've made Frankenstein's
monsters boss.
No, I don't actually.
It's Frankenstein's monsters creator's boss. That's how it works. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Either way. Did he meddle in the works of Frankenstein? No.
No? Okay.
He was just left to his own devices.
All right.
He said, go forth in science. And this man said, go forth in van. And the result was Vandora, the Supervan.
Right.
And once the doors are open, you can't, all the bad stuff comes out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they actually haul it in a trailer that has Vandora's box written on it. And they just haul it in like this World War II Jeep. Camouflage Jeep and trailer, and he's just like, all right, you win the 5,000, you get to keep it, but the van's still mine, don't forget.
The fame will be mine.
Yeah, so it's off to
where
Electricon
Freak Out 76.
The thing is,
Freak Out 76, the bicentennial annual Freak Out 76.
I love that throughout almost the entirety of this movie, not until the very end do you actually realize where the hell they are, like in the country. Because like there's not a lot of clues as to like where this is taking place. Nobody says like, yeah, we're gonna get to Old McDonald's farm and fucking.
They were saying Trenton Missouri for a while, which I realize is the dude's last name, but I for a while thought it was like, what part of New Jersey is this? Nothing looks right. But at some point they say Kansas.
Yeah, they do.
And then you see a sign that says Missouri, and you're like, all right, just Midwest somewhere. So.
A public service announcement where this was filmed, Old McDonald's farm. Is it St. Joseph, Missouri?
Yes.
Is that what I looked up?
Yes.
Still around. And you can get married there. In fact, that's all they seem to do anymore.
Well, yeah.
It seemed to be just a place you could have events like, Freak
Out 76.
Yeah.
Look, it's just a fucking field. That's all it is.
But they had a train.
They did have a train. I don't.
They did.
I don't know if the train is still.
I don't know that
going. But
someone in the general Missouri area.
Yeah.
I want you to look
it's
that up.
just
Show
a
me.
fucking
Show me if it's still
field.
there, please. I'm challenging you that.
Chuck, it's a field chock full of sweet ass vans.
Oh, okay.
It's fantastic. All right.
Sure.
Because we do go through all of these vans, and
Yeah, 'cause
some vans are better than other vans.
Yeah, because because of the accident, Clint is a day late. So we just jumped to electrified 4000.
We
Freak
also,
Out 76.
We also-
the bicentennial annual Freak Out 76.
I think it was biannual.
the biannual,
semi-annual.
bicentennial, semi-annual Freak Out
Bi-weekly.
of 1976.
Yeah, of July.
But the Vanners are already
No,
there.
I was going to say, like, we also were introduced to our sort of sub-villain because... I mean, well, there's several sub-villains throughout this because, like, all right, so Mr. T has an underling, dude who is kind of evil upon time to time, and then a vanner shows up, someone who betrays the van code, if you will.
Yeah, because there's a long sequence of Mr. T showing up at this place and parking. And
It's so weird. Like, they take a long time, he parks, and then, like, he gets introduced to head security guy, and then they're like, and here's the fabulous train. He's like, well, I'll get on that.
Yeah.
And then they ride the train, and it's like, he gets off, and it's like, the fuck was the point of the train?
Yeah.
Was it just production value?
But, like, Captain Mustache shows up, and and he is just like, hey, what's a guy got to do to get a blowjob here at Van City 5000? And, Mr. T is like, look, you disgusting human being, I'm in charge here. And he's like, in charge? Look at you. You look like a gross dude. You're a child molester. They just go back and forth with, like, this pre-canned, like, you have wife having any kids that lived? Haha. It's just back and forth bullshit. And then eventually he just pulls that guy aside and is like, I like you got spunk, kid. How about this?
You've got moxie.
How about I offer you a high-paying job in my corporation? And the guy's like, $100 a day? And the guy's like, yeah, whatever.
You're hired. You can bring that biting wit to my...
But he's just like, just know I'm not hiring you for your jokes. Sure. And the guy's like, whatever. Check out my mustache.
So yeah, he just becomes like guy who betrays the van code and is like, well, fuck everybody over.
Yeah.
Now, because this is all a very, very small world, the girl that he rescued from the bikers is Mr. T's daughter.
Right.
And this guy who betrays the van code, former boyfriend of hers.
Well, boyfriend. She's been riding the rails for a while. I don't know if they were like dating.
All right, fine, acquaintances. Like
she may have gotten a ride in his car, and she may
His
have
van.
offered something.
rules of the road, man.
Yeah.
But yes, when they first meet, he's like, "You remind me of somebody. Like, did you used to date my daughter?" And that's his joke is like, "I don't know. You have any daughters younger than 65? You're old."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, there's all of that.
Yeah.
So, like, she almost lets it slip in the facility that she's the daughter, but then just plays dumb and is just like, oh, who's this rich guy? Blah, blah, blah. So, big secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Vanners it's like a montage of debauchery.
Van stuff.
Yeah, it's
More
a lot
van
of,
stuff,
It's just van
man.
stuff. There's a wet T-shirt contest where it's just dudes throwing buckets of waters on ladies, and they're kids at this
That
thing.
is judged by Charles Bukowski,
Yeah,
which, all right.
sure.
Yeah,
Hang
whatever,
out.
man.
They probably said there's like free Falstaff beer, and he's like, "I'll be there."
Yes.
You had me at beer.
There are stacks and stacks of Falstaff beer. In
Well,
this movie.
there's a lot of footage of Freak Out 76, which I believe is an actual thing.
Okay. It does have that quality of when they go into montage, it's all handheld, like 16 millimeter
Someone just
junky
walking around.
film. Yeah.
Freak Out 76.
Like,
man.
hey, let's put the camera in this van.
Yeah,
Hey,
and a lot
look
of-
at these knockers.
And a lot of 80-yard people
Yeah.
talking over it.
Sorry, only because
Knockers.
it was a really dumb joke when we watched the movie that I'm going to retell it now.
Go ahead.
There is one lady that walks by. Let's just say she's enormously gifted.
Yes.
And she's wearing this dumb 70s shirt that has a toucan on it. But I was like, I like your toucans.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
whatever,
I know.
man. It's the 70s.
I'm just, yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a whole bunch of like, look at these 70s people and this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's some boobs. Here's some butts.
And
Yeah.
Here's some balding, hairy
yeah,
dudes.
what I've gleaned happened at Freak Out 76 is a lot of people drank a lot of beer, a lot of people smoked a lot of weed,
Right.
and a lot of people fucked in vans.
Yep. Also,
accurate.
cocaine.
Oh yeah, they do make
Oh,
a cocaine
yes.
joke.
We never
obviously.
see the cocaine, but
No.
it is definitely mentioned.
Yeah, the announcer guy who has he's like kind of like the Stan Lee of the van announcing world.
He's a radio DJ.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
he's from KVAN.
Yes.
AM radio for
Where
fans.
else would you
van.
get a guy?
But he's just like, man, if you got a plan, you got to come down to the van, Freak Out 76.
This fucking guy.
You'll
Like,
get lots of tricks.
like I said during the movie, I don't know how more DJs weren't fucking murdered in the 70s because it's just like, shut the fuck up.
It's because you couldn't understand him over AM radio, Chuck.
I guess. But it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. There's a 3-person like ladies auxiliary doo-wop group that occasionally
Oh
will
my
start
God.
singing.
But they're wearing like the MAM logo for some reason.
Well, everything's sponsored by MAM.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They do van stuff.
Yeah, but they are announcing there are like 5 van events.
Yeah, they keep announcing that, but
Yeah.
you got to wait an hour before any of that stuff
Before
happens.
you
And then
actually
they
know
fucking skip 4 of them. So
Yes,
But
they
anyway.
do show Shady Van Code Breaking Man getting one.
that's his name, Shady Van Code.
Yes,
Shady Van Code.
Shady
the
Van
third,
Code.
Actually.
Yes. My father was Shady Van Code.
Call me shady.
Yeah, but they show him winning. He is rewarded, or he is awarded one of the wins for one of these.
Yeah.
And the best van,
like before
obviously-
Supervan even shows up.
Yeah, Supervan. We cut back to them. They're hanging out at the A&W, getting some food. To which, when the lady delivers their food, she says, "It's good enough. It looks good enough to eat." And you were like, "Well, I would hope so. It's food." I mean, you say that about like fucking plastic and
Right. Yeah.
tools.
Or a baby. Like, I don't know. You say this about things that you don't eat.
Right.
But she gave them a piece of pie and it's like, that looks just good enough to eat. I'm
I
like,
know, it's like it better.
I
fucking
sure
hope
hope so. I paid for it, and it's edible, right?
It's not green Jello pie, is it?
yeah. Also, that poor lady was getting accosted left and right.
Yeah, at one point she is literally dragged into a van. She escapes within seconds, thank God, but it's just she's walking by and immediately vanners are just like, "Lady!" Rah!
Yeah.
Hey man, it's that van culture.
Well, that van culture fucking sucks.
Sweet vans, terrible people.
Yeah. So, at some point, are they...
So
Christ.
Well,
what
all right,
happens is that our bad guy, Mr. T, finds out that the van's been taken. They're like,
Right.
it's gone.
yeah.
And
It's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
It's a solar... He built a solar powered
It's like,
thing.
oh, he gets the freak out that he has
Oh,
over
yeah.
finding out that
It's
there's an
pretty good.
electric van is he is in the back of his limo,
Yeah.
just flipping the fuck out, like what?
Yeah, he's boss hogging it all over
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah.
So they start heading in the other direction and start to cross paths with, you know, Clint.
Yeah.
There are also other ancillary people that are dropped into this movie. Like there is Preacher Man dude with a wife.
Oh, right.
Like that comes in the Jesus van, and that's only
Yeah, she
important
does.
because that's only important because as soon as they get there, he's like, "Now don't wander off," and then she proceeds to just go around to random vans banging dudes.
Yep, she is banging every dude she can
So
find.
that's their thing. There's also
it's that
this
van life, man.
There's also this weird side plot with they're listed as like farmers' daughters.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh God.
I'm only saying that because they're about to show up because like as soon as Supervan appears the first time, they
Oh.
keep coming back into this movie.
Yeah.
But yes, Mr. T in his limousine is chasing towards Supervan, which they're still in the Pandora's box Jeep thing
Yeah.
carrying it.
yes.
Yeah. And they're trying to run them off the road,
Right.
basically.
Basically, yeah.
And she's like, well, we can't stop because that's my father.
But a car comes the other way, and kind of
Yeah.
they divide off, and then the limo has to stop for some
Get some
reason.
Turn
flat.
around. But
Yeah.
they've somehow screwed up the truck. And so they decide
They just Captain America that Superman
Yeah.
out of the back of the
it's time to drive the Supervan around.
Yeah.
Which, if you've seen the poster, Supervan's kind of fucking lame.
I think visually Supervan looks cool before you start seeing it do Supervan things.
Yeah.
Supervan is a lot cooler on the outside than it is on the inside.
It's definitely
Yes.
not cool on the inside.
No.
except for the fact that, like, for whatever reason, they've decided that this thing's engine sounds like a theremin.
Yes.
Well, like a theremin
Oh.
cranked to 11.
It is one of the most annoying things.
This vehicle,
Yeah.
the owner would be killed for driving this vehicle
Oh, yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it basically is like an electric whistle tip because
Yeah.
that van goes whoop.
Yeah, and just doesn't matter if you're cooking breakfast
And
in the morning or not.
I mean, it drives by people. Like, there's a guy riding a bike, and it just like blasts him off the bike
Yeah.
with the sheer sound of how horrible it is.
And
Drives past the farmer's
yeah,
daughters.
they're on a bridge, and it's two farmers' daughters as they're listed in the credit, and fat farmer, because he falls off into the water, and they're like, ha ha, fat kid fell.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Wow, what was that?"
Oh yeah, everyone's just like, what?
Yeah.
And then there's random cops. Like there's, I guess, a Kansas cop and a Missouri cop.
I guess.
The Missouri cop being Uncle Leo from Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Yep.
we get another one first who gives chase.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's
Yeah.
a Kansas cop because,
Well,
like,
because Supervan has some weird frequency setting into it that you can just broadcast your frequency and murder someone. So they broadcast this frequency to the cop who's giving chase, and it blows up all of his electronics and deafens him to where he's just stumbling around like an idiot. And so he drives over to the
he gets-
diner.
Yeah, he gets to a diner and is all stumbly.
Yeah,
and
that's where Uncle Leo
yeah,
is.
meets Uncle Leo, who's like trying to take care of him, but this guy's
Yeah,
just,
who's the Missouri
I am
cop.
talking loudly
Yeah.
because I can't hear,
I gotta pee.
and I'm going to mishear everything that you say.
Yeah.
So
So he goes into an outhouse to pee, and then Supervan comes back and is like, "Oh, sweet, an outhouse. Let's fuck with it."
Yeah.
And they just kind of blast it a little bit with more noise, and the walls fall off.
Well, this is after being chased by the other.
yeah, they kind of loop back
yeah.
around, but
Yeah,
they
but-
end up flattening Uncle Leo's tires with the boards of the outhouse,
Yes.
and that's how they get away from that. Which
Yes.
it's just random hijinks. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So funny,
Can you hear the air quotes?
so funny.
Funny.
It's
That's-
hilarious.
Comedy.
Yeah. It's good jokes.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Oh.
It's all bad.
Yeah,
However,
but yeah,
They get away.
they're about to actually get to the Super Freak 76.
Yeah.
Because after they have
oh,
these
the
hijinks,
biannual, bicentennial freak out 76?
That's true. That's the one.
I want to point out one more car full of characters that
Okay.
haven't gotten mentioned because they
Yeah.
are related to the farmer's daughters. There's a van of 70s gay men,
Oh right, yeah.
the gay vanners,
The
as,
gay banners
as they're
in the
credited.
credit. Yep.
Who are bad stereotypes? Let's just say that.
about as bad as you could possibly
Except
be.
I
Like,
wrote-
about as stereotypical as you can possibly
I like
be.
the driver dude because his reaction to everything. Like, well, we don't know the gay vanners are part of this movie. Like the very first introductory shot is inside their van, right on this guy's face, and he's going, "Jesus God." So it's like not only are they gay, but they're like the Southern gay,
Yeah.
which is like the best
Yeah.
kind of gay.
Yes, it is.
And like they just cut to this guy, and he's just going, "Jesus God."
But their van is
And-
filled with just they're gay. It's like
You're
the
right, yeah,
Playgirl
it is.
magazine's all on the dash, and just like everyone's wearing a quirky gay. Like I'm a gay vanner. You know, it's just like, okay, guys, we get it. Just what I mean. I kind of admire the fact that there was a point in time in the 70s when people could just be super gay and no one cared. I don't know what happened to us, but you know, it's admirable that there's this van full of 3 gay dudes who were just super fucking gay, not trying to hide it at all.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a case of like you kind of had to advertise it back then, and
Okay.
now it's just
Yeah, it's like, hey, by
now-
the way,
now
I'm
there's
gay.
now there's Grinder.
That there is
Yeah,
Grindr,
so it's just not as much reason to go like shirt, you know.
sure, I
So,
understand.
I mean, like, you know,
Don't put
you
the
could,
handkerchief
you could
in your
just
back
join
pocket.
the van message board. You don't need like fucking van T-shirt that says, "Hey, ask me about vans and shit."
Well, I mean, let's look at this. The van life.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Everyone's going around fucking. So
Yeah.
they may as well be like, hey,
Yeah.
here's my brand of fucking.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they
However,
so
Van man fucking.
Yeah.
they pick up they somehow this seems like just like two universes collide when this happens because like they stop to pick up the farmer's daughters somehow and suddenly cut to the farmer's daughters are just like in the front seat with the 3 gay dudes just flopping all over them, to which the guys are just like, ew. And it's like, why is this even happening? How did they get into your van? Were they just like dropped in from the ceiling and you have to deal with this now? I mean,
yeah. And
so whatever. They are not a factor again, and the farmer's
they
daughters
show up in one scene
Yeah.
that was just like, oh, we got footage of this, so we might as well use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that gets them and the farmer's daughters to
Van City.
the bicentennial, biannual Freak Out 76.
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
Supervan shows up.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, holy shit.
They're like, check
what
this
is that
fucking
noise?
thing out. Yeah.
Yeah. But the problem is, like, the inside of Supervan is just empty. It's like it's all glass sides, and the front lifts up. Like, you get in through the front. And there is kind of like this.
There
the
are
bumper is
side
almost like a
panels, too.
spike. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's basically like gull wing doors, but the entire van, front, back.
So-
I know what you're about to mention because it's the best thing.
Because as they're traveling there, the lady gets in the back seat and is reading the manual and is, I guess, trying to figure out how Supervan works. And she hits a button or a knob or something, and this partition comes down to separate the front and the back of the van. She fucking loses her mind. She just starts screaming, "Clint!" Like she is just like her oxygen supply is dwindling. I mean, she's
like a parrot. You cover it up. It's like it's nighttime. Fall asleep now.
I mean,
I've been separated.
good God. It's amazing. It literally has no bearing on anything.
No, it
whatsoever,
doesn't. It's a really dumb interstitial scene for no reason.
Yeah. But yeah, they get there. And so the worst part about Supervan is that it's got like a 1940s go-kart steering wheel, which is just this little tiny thing. First of all, there's no like driver's seat. It's like he has to sit on a milk crate all scrunched up and hold this little tiny steering wheel. And there's no turning radius on this thing. So you constantly see whoever's driving this thing struggling to make this wheel turn to do the things that Supervan has to do. I don't know. Just everything on the inside of Supervan is like they didn't think about the inside of this thing at all because everyone's just basically sitting on soundproofing.
Yeah,
that's the inside of Supervan. And
well,
some
you have to
knobs.
with the fucking terrible noise it makes
that's
outside.
true. Yeah,
God.
you can't.
Yeah, you die.
Yeah.
Like we said, when they blow the guy's EMP stuff.
Oh,
when they blow that, we were just expecting like a scanner's scene of just like and just like the inside of that car is red because his fucking head exploded.
Oh, that would have been so great.
That would have been better, yeah.
Like Marvin in Pulp Fiction, just from the outside, just
yeah.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that man died.
Yeah, that'd been great. But anyway,
but no.
So they're at.
I know Uncle Leo survives.
Yeah, they're. At
No, it was the other guy.
It was the other guy.
Yeah.
That guy's done.
But yeah, so now it's just living that van life.
It's more. We're at Freakout 76.
This is just pretty much like the next hour of the movie is just mostly just hang out here and move around through the vans and see what people are doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, like we said, wet T-shirt contests and bullshit like that. That's all kind of gross and
fucking.
It also like
some grass smoking.
They picked the wrong time of year to have Freakout 76.
Yeah. Because they have one sunny day. The first day is sunny.
Yeah, but you can tell this entire time they were filming this, it was fucking cold and rainy and nasty.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Missouri.
Yeah, because like Freakout 76, fuck all that. It seems like a horrible place to be.
It really does. For many reasons.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, nighttime starts to happen and it's just everyone. Well, I don't want to say everyone goes to their own vans to fuck because some people just barge in on other people fucking. It's like, hey, and then they just join in. It's weird. But
hey, man, that's that van life.
Yeah.
But okay, so Clint and Karen have been like the whole time they were just yelling, except for the fact that she had the immediate separation anxiety.
Yes.
Like they've been at each other's throats. Like, I'm just going to drop you off here. You've been nothing of trouble. Get the fuck out of my van and all this shit. And then.
He accuses her of calling her dad.
Oh, yeah.
Even though she's like, no, I've been running away from him the entire time.
Oh, that's later.
No,
they have a full evening.
No. It's
when he shows up in the limo about to run them off the road, she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Trenton is my dad."
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, "No, you called him.
What?
I can't believe you called him." And she's like, "I didn't fucking."
But
call
the
him.
second they show up to freak out, they're all about make out because like they're in love as soon as they show up. Like no change. Just like we showed up, like everyone's like, man, that van is like a fucking UFO. And then they're like, we're in love now.
Yeah. They go to an orchard.
They come out of a lake wearing nothing but towels.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're acting like they just live here now. Like we just had our morning bath. Yeah. So like night starts to fall on the first night or the first full night of Freakout 76. And you could tell it's like a weird Eyes Wide Shut thing where everyone's wearing gross 70s masks and trying to make out with each other through the masks and everything. And Clint he's just like, I gotta go pee. And so he gets off and wanders off somewhere, wanders into a van where,
Shady Van Code man.
Yes, Shady Van Code the Third is like, hey buddy, check out my van. And then like girls just mob Clint and just start making out with him and and immediately she just is like, well, this doesn't look like the men's room.
Yeah. As he's turning them down, let's keep this in mind.
Yeah.
Like they're crawling over him. He's like,
no,
I prefer
wait.
quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to her.
No. She's just like, how could you?
And also, Yeah, and also Shady Van guy has like talked shit because he's like, "You're never gonna win, you know that, right?"
Yeah.
And you know,
And then isn't this like the cops are right there and they're like, "Aha, we got you."
Oh yeah, he's trying to apologize, and she's kind of accepting it.
Yeah.
she's
She's
like,
like, "Oh, well, it's a-"
he's like, oh, yeah, one of them, like, you know, I sure one of them tried to take your arm off. She's like, one of them tried to bite my arm off. They're crazy.
Yeah.
And and
these
then
man chicks are fucked up.
yeah, and then the cops show up and immediately like arrest him. Like, you did this, stole prototype this, and kidnapping and blah 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 and all this, and you're under arrest.
Yeah. So they take him to jail. Mr. T takes his.
No, they throw him into jail with the bikers from the beginning of the movie because fuck geography, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
Like,
I don't think any of these towns are related. Why would they be in these jails
Exactly.
together?
Like, I
Hey
mean-
man, there were bikers.
I mean,
traveling.
Bad shit was about to happen.
Yeah.
they obviously came from Kansas because that's where they got pulled over in the beginning of the movie. So why would these guys that were doing the raping in Kansas suddenly show up in Missouri?
Got to get away.
Sure.
Plus, they were on the hot. They were hot pursuit. They were trying to get this guy.
Yeah, you got to cross the state line,
Yeah.
and they can't get you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So they beat the hell out of him in jail for a while.
While she like tries to reason with her dad by
Yeah.
being a really whiny child.
And just being gross.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, daddy, there's no one better than you. Hug me. Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
No.
So what she does is she goes back to Bosley.
Well, she radios them like beep, boop, beep,
Yeah.
boop, boop. She has a special like super CB that goes back to wherever the fuck they got the
Yeah.
Supervan from.
And Bosley is fondling like another prototype that we never see. It's just making computer sounds under a tarp. And he's like questioning. He's like, the operator comes on. It's like, I have an extended line call from Karen, and then he's like, Karen, why would you be calling her? Like,
Well, she goes, "Hello, this is Karen." He goes, "Karen, is that you?"
yeah, it's like, they just told you it was Karen.
That's why that's why I said, "Hey, it's Karen."
Yeah, but she's like,
It's like what I do with, even though my phone has caller ID, if I don't really want to talk to the person, I'm like, hello?
yeah, who's this?
It's like, you know who this is. We all have cell phones. You know exactly who this is.
Even all landlines, if you still have them.
Yeah, that's
already.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah,
But
so
he does
she's-
that to Karen.
Yeah, and Karen's like, Bosley, you got to he's in jail. We got to go get him. We got to bust Supervan out of its jail, which seems like what their mission actually is, because that's what they do first.
Yeah.
They're like, Supervan's out, let's go.
Yeah, they tie up a guard who was reading Bound and Gag magazine.
As you do.
No.
But get it? They tie him up,
Yeah, they bind him and gag him.
and he's real fat, and he falls out of his chair. It's funny.
And he flops around. Yes.
That guy.
Yeah, Kevin James.
But then they drive the world's stealthiest vehicle, the Supervan.
Well, no, wait, not before we being introduced to Supervan's new power, which is they pull the Supervan up outside the jail and laser beam the bars
Yeah.
of the jail.
Yes.
And that's how they get him out. Because he's about to get beat up or something.
Oh, he's
by-
been
he's
beaten. He's
getting
been
the
beaten up
shit
for a
kicked out of
while.
him.
Well, he threw a bed at them at first.
He
and
did.
Then
He
apparently-
thwarted them with a bed, but they were just like, "Well, the bed's out of the way now, and now we're going to totally fuck you up."
Yeah. So yeah, but they revealed this van has lasers. So they laser the thing. He gets out. They run away, and
And they go straight back to the festival.
they're trying. Like,
Yeah,
the
because he'd already won 2 events.
Well, no, they're
and
trying,
he was
'cause-
tied with Shady Van Code.
first. No, they go back there first, and then there's the chase at the end. God, it's so weird.
Yeah, they go straight back there, and
Yeah.
they kind of yell out the window, "See you at Van Festival '85." You know, it's like, why are you telling them exactly where you're going? But the bikers all steal a car, and they go after them.
Yeah, this is the car chase first before they get back to the Van Fest. Because
true,
yes,
yeah.
the bikers steal like a fastback
An
muscle car,
unmarked-
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Then the cops kind of start like a Keystone Cop style chase
They're-
thing.
Yeah, and they're in a town now somewhere, and the Vanners have shown up, and they're just like, form a roadblock.
It's
and,
probably St. Joseph or wherever you
Yeah.
said the name of the place.
yeah. So,
But yes, their plan is like form roadblocks, which is not coordinated at all because like they keep turning into their own roadblocks.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh no, roadblock, turn around!" And all the van people are just yelling at them like, "Go, yeah, we were taking out Smokies and stuff, and look, we're murdering cops, yeah."
yeah,
And because one
they run a couple cop cars
cop
off the
car,
road.
a couple cop cars flip over. Like
One flips over in the city, and you're like, here we go. And they just set off like this sparkler underneath it, where it just goes
back.
was a bag of snakes and a
yeah.
sparkler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
It is the lamest ass explosion.
Yeah, but
It's like, what the hell was
the
that?
one good one is that they're kind of more out in the country slightly, and the biker dudes in the muscle car flip that thing in a field, and then Supervan is like laser tag, motherfucker, and
Yep.
blows that fucker up.
Blow that car up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Attempted murder.
Yeah. Fuck the police. We're blowing this shit up.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Now they head back.
Now they go
Then
back.
they've murdered all the cops and the bikers. And
They've got to get back.
But
For
I
the,
will say, at the end of this scene, Uncle Leo is chasing them, like all these vans, and he gets winded and just shoots his gun in the air, and he goes, "Damn it, I'm out of shape." And they like cut it like literally as he.
Oh yeah, the
finishes
real
saying
splice
that.
is broken again, so it's
Yeah.
just like,
Oh,
damn it,
shit.
I'm out of shape.
we didn't even talk about the transitions. Like,
we
so-
did.
Did we?
A little bit, yeah, with the scratchiness of the.
Oh, no. I don't mean the film
No,
transitions.
the
I mean the
fucking
actual
wipes.
inside.
The wipes.
Yeah, the transitions inside the movie, because like not only do they have like there's a
Batman spiral wipe.
there's a Batman spiral wipe. There's a
Jaws
like a
wipe.
club, like of the playing card club comes out at
Oh,
one
it's like
point.
a St. Patrick's Day wipe.
I don't think it was I think it was more like a club than a Shamrock. But anyway, but like the car crusher actually had crusher wipe come in from the top, like with the teeth.
Yep.
There was a spiral run one
With
that
the
kind of
teeth.
just like
Yep.
ripping the.
Yep. Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
crazy ass transitions in this.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, they're back at Van Fest. And
Yeah, they have to get back for the 5th event. Now
It's called the Bicentennial Biannual Freakout '76.
sure, yeah. That
so
one, yes.
we've been told repeatedly that there are 5 events, and you have to win them, and then you win $5,000.
Well, you have to win 3 out of 5.
The first one is like wax and shine, so it's just like whatever that was just judges going around and looking at how shiny vans were. The second is just like 4 cones set up in a dirt patch, and 3 or 4 vans have to just drive around the cones in no particular order, and they just declare Supervan the winner of that. There are 2 other events that douchebag McMustache wins that we don't see, and so now we're back for the 5th one, which is, first of all, the rains have settled in, so everyone got together and put up a tent, so we watched that for a long-ass time. And then it's just like, we got this hill, it's kind of muddy, let's see who can drive up the hill. That's the final event.
It's a hill climb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just vans go up this hill 6 inches, and they put a little flag there, say, okay, this is where Gunrunner's van went, and it's just...
Yeah, he
Supervan.
was talking all this shit like, I'm going to win because Supervan's not even here. Ha ha.
He really did. He's like, it doesn't matter. He's going to forfeit, and I'm going to get his points,
Right.
so I'll win
Yeah,
by
he
default.
kind of half-asses.
Yeah,
it.
and he's just like, yeah, well, what do you got to do? And then Supervan shows up at the last minute, and everyone just loses their mind, and he turbo boosts up the hill. And
He should have made it all the way up the hill.
he should have flown.
I'm just saying, like, electric torque and everything in that motor should have like propelled him all the way up there. But
Yeah.
he made it just further, I guess, or at least further than Gunrunner, and won the event.
He did.
So there was one event that maybe it was part of the Shine or something that where it was just like
The shine.
I see a van, it's gonna win.
Yep.
No, there's one where we get to see some of the interiors of the vans, and I just wanted to point out there was like we were watching for the ubiquitous wizard on the side of the van.
Yeah.
And not only do we get that because like the van door is open, but then they go inside, and holy fuck, this van, the interior of this van is my everything.
Yep.
Because it is like crushed velvet, everything that you could, except for the floor is like animal prints and shit, and then the ceiling is like a fucking. It almost looks like it's painted on velvet, like just like California bears and shit playing in a stream.
Yeah. Yes.
It doesn't. The bears don't go with the wizard on the outside. I don't care. This whole thing is fucking amazing.
And then it's got like a dinner table in the middle.
The back,
and, like,
the back is like a breakfast nook, all crushed velvet and shit too. It is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And
There are some good van exteriors and interiors in this movie.
then there's some really shitty ones too.
Yeah, there's some ones that really fucking suck. But like, I mean, there's fucking like Poseidon riding seahorses, and
they're actual horses. I made the seahorse joke.
Oh.
They were actually horses.
Okay,
though,
well,
but,
Yeah.
fine.
which confused me because
I know, but
why
you
is Poseidon
Yeah.
riding a horse?
I said they're seahorses.
But the best one is the one that I swear to God makes no fucking sense whatsoever, because it's like it's someone holding up a peace sign.
No, first it's Harambe,
Right.
and then
Yes.
there's a peace sign.
Then there's a peace sign
with a ring that says something I never could quite
Yeah.
make out.
Then there's an ass, just a chick, just a
shapely
lady's ass.
woman's ass.
Yeah. And then there's a Mickey head on a bodybuilder body of some sort.
Yep.
And then something else, I can't quite, some other copyright infringement thing where it's just like, you really couldn't decide on what you wanted for your theme. You just like put one of everything on there. But everything in the catalog, get it on the van somehow.
Yeah, half these people went to the Roger Dean Choose Your Own Adventure thing for the fucking side of these vans. It's just like, I don't know, like page 76. Yeah, put that on there.
Oh yeah, I mean the last one they show is insane.
Yes.
The number of just random shit that is thrown into this one painting.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Captain Mustache van sucks.
It does.
Yeah,
Like,
his
his
van
just
sucks.
has like some cowboy shit on the side of it. It's just like, you know what, pal? No.
It did have a sweet, like, actual wood running board, but other than that, shit.
Yep.
And the other one was, like, there was one, I don't remember what the name of the van was, but it had a heart, and it had, like, sweet stuff or whatever the fuck. It was a shitty-ass heart.
It was like it was drawn on with crayon.
I'm just saying, like, if you were drawing a heart, this is the wrong way to do it. Like, the ass part at the top of the heart was, like, barely indented.
Yeah.
I don't know what you about.
It was literally like someone had never drawn a heart before, and they were just like,
well,
is this it?
Let's do this in fucking permanent ink for the first time right here to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some shitty vans, but there's also some sweet-ass ones, too.
Yeah, but at least we got a fucking wizard casting spells.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted.
Yes. And judging the final day of competition, in addition to the terrible DJ and everybody, is George Barris, who built Supervan and built our vans in the last van movie and built the Batmobile and all these things. So he's basically playing himself. He's got an airbrush t-shirt on that's him. He's got patches on his jacket of all of the things he's built. So.
If you're watching the live stream, you can see him with the Supervan.
Yeah. So yeah, Supervan wins.
Yep.
And then there's kind of like, there's a ceremony kind of at the end where they're like giving out all the awards. And meanwhile, Mr. T has finally met up with, I guess, there's a part earlier where they had been talking about with him and his henchmen, or they've been talking about women in town that they're going to, I'm assuming they're prostitutes or whatever. I don't know. But one of them, he was going to put whipped cream on her. And apparently when he gets really worked up, he goes, oh!
There were two. There was one that was all into whipped cream, and the other one enjoyed raspberry
Tart.
finger painting.
Something like
like
that. I
that.
don't know. But
Yeah.
he's in the back seat with the preacher's wife, which we find out later that's who it is. But she is taking her top off, and he just...
Well,
it's an appropriate reaction for if you were really into boobs.
But you have to paint the scene because like it's a behind there's no nudity in this movie besides like
the wet
t-shirt bullshit and ladies wearing no bra and stuff. But like this is like behind the back, so she's like opening up her shirt and he's just like full on mouth agape, just like, do you know my dad?
Yeah, he totally Fensler films it.
Yeah, and they cut away for some bullshit and then cut back to him, and he just is like, I have a canister of whipped cream. I'm just going to spray your boobs. And he just does with great old man delight. And then the bikers have shown up to thwart the ceremony. And also, Bosley has decided to drop a microphone into the back of the limo to broadcast the old man fucking this lady.
Yes.
Which, I don't know why anyone thinks this is weird or scandalous or anything that should be drawn attention to, because... everyone everywhere has been fucking in plain sight. So everyone just stops. Everybody stops what they're doing to listen to the old man make his ridiculous, like, ew, it's so sticky. You know, it's just like all these weird, like, old man things he's saying. But everyone just stops, and then it's just like, yeah, I guess everyone's like, yeah, we listen to your old man fuck. That's a thing that happened.
Yeah, but also the bikers started Donnybrook around... that after, of course, there's the award ceremony where somebody gets a tire.
Yes, right.
Just not even not a wheel, not a set of tires. It's just
here's a tire.
Here's a fucking tire. Light it on fire.
Free tire.
Yeah. Call Richard Pryor.
No, let's not do that again.
Invite John Cryer.
Sucker MCs can call me sire.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was also a sweet leather football on the stage that someone was going to get as a prize, but we never saw who won that.
Nope, we didn't, because the bikers just are assaulting our hero Clint.
Yeah. And there's also a pie fight.
There's some pies and some whipped cream fighting.
And out of context, it would be pretty great to just have the scenes of the whipped cream flying at people through the air.
You're going to see that very soon.
Contrasted with the old man.
You're going to see the old man excited. You're going to see the old man spraying the whipped cream, and then you're going to see everyone covered in whipped cream.
Yeah. Because God, it's just random chaos.
Yeah, it's just end of movie shenanigans, basically.
Yeah. But I guess all the vanners stop the bikers.
Yeah, pretty much.
With whipped cream,
right?
Yeah.
In their faces.
And then, like, our two main characters declare their love for each other. Like, I guess we're in love now. And then it just kind of
and she confronts her dad and just goes like, "Oh, it's okay, Dad. I heard you fucking, but you're human too." So
yeah. And he says something like Bosley's like, I'm gonna build your Supervan now, and Bosley's like, whatever, man. I've got another prototype now, and it's going to cost you $1 trillion. Ha ha ha. Hey, henchman, come work for me.
Yeah.
So
And also, Mr. T tries to get out of paying the $5,000
Yeah.
because he's like, well, it was one of my products and it was owned by one of my employees. He's like, no, it's not. I gave it to
yeah,
him.
he's like, we had a
you owe
gentleman's
him-
agreement.
Yeah, you owe him $5,000.
Yeah. So I guess he gets his money.
Yeah.
And then the end of this movie is basically another montage of vans.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just look at the sweet art, look at the sweet interiors.
It ends on a really weird one. Like it stops on the final one is just a very strange choice.
Yeah.
It's just one of these random ones where there's just all sorts of shit like bears and tigers and whatever, and they pan up, and it's like it's not Zeus, but it's
No.
like a dude with a lightning bolt who's about to stab like a gorilla.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. As I said, it was Harambe versus the Macho Man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 But there was one where it was like a Viking who had like a team of bears pulling his sleigh.
Oh, that one's pretty fucking sweet.
Polar bears.
Yes.
Polar bears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
polar bears pulling his sleigh, and he's got like a fucking axe, and he's behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Van Holla.
yeah.
That's what it should have been.
That
Yeah.
van was pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
There was a sweet wizard.
But God, there was one van called Captain Fantastic, and we were like, "You're so fucking close."
Yeah,
I was
Because- but-
angry. I got loud.
Yeah, because
yeah, we were so pissed.
the problem is that neither Captain nor Fantastic are spelled right, so they don't give a shit about the integrity of the phrase.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's an integrity to be had here.
Yeah, but I mean, Captain Fantastic.
yeah,
the fuck's wrong with you?
It's right there, you fucking vanners.
This entire month is about is Portmanteaus. Portmanteaus. I can't even say it right. My God.
Portmanteau.
God damn it! I'm so pissed.
It's all right.
Yeah, but the Supervan's over.
Yeah.
It just ends, man. Just like it began.
There has also been easy listening van music throughout.
Well, I was going to say, all right, so there is the love theme from Supervan, which plays
Yeah.
is the first choice over the closing credits, which is a strange choice. And then there is, we're at the end of the movie, so we might as well say it. There is the Stargrove worthy theme song that is,
Yep.
I don't know what the title of the track is, but I mean, they just talk about Supervan and all this stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
there's two songs on the
There are.
soundtrack. The opening song talks about the Supervan. There's one somewhere in the middle where the lyrics are specifically mentioning Vandora. And
And
like
I think by
the Vandora
yeah,
Trio or the
something like
Vandora Extreme or whatever the hell
Yeah.
they were.
But they're the one that I think that sings the most, not the love this theme, but the other one is like a few notes off of Marshall Tucker's
Yeah. Yes. And
Heard It in a Love Song.
And as soon as you got that in my head, I fucking
I know.
hated
It
you.
was like, I mean, it's just like as soon as you hear it, it was like I was like just singing along, and I was like, "Yep, that's pretty much to that." It's Marshall Tucker, right? Heard It in a Love Song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Might not be.
But yeah, it got a Stargrove.
Can't be
Yeah.
wrong. I could be wrong because it might not be Marshall Tucker.
What are you gonna do? We're gonna fact check it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just curious now. Yes,
All right.
I know things.
Good job.
Sometimes.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so but yes, to Stargrove, it gets one. Man, there's a couple of good freakouts, but no one goes to the intensity of an Ensign Award. Though.
No, the stakes are not ensign stakes.
I mean, like his, when he finds out about an electric van is pretty
a good freak out.
And then the fact that she goes from 0 to ensign for roughly 3 seconds, the Karen's thing, and when she separates herself in the back of the van is pretty good. But it's worth noting. But it's
Yes.
it's just enlisted class. It's not even like it's like junior ensign, acting ensign.
Yep. So,
So
ratings. I'm ready if no one else is.
Okay, go.
Okay.
please proceed.
So, I do want to say that at the very... All right.
I thought you were ready.
This movie has some of the same problems that the van had by way of content. However, the main character isn't a piece of shit.
Correct.
He's not only just a dude looking to win some sweet van money, he does show up to stop a rape in progress and save that lady.
Yeah.
At the expense of his sweet van.
Yeah, his post-trauma counseling not so good, but
No, he's bad at the rest of it,
Yeah.
but he does stop a crime from happening,
Yeah.
and I give him all the credit for that.
luckily he didn't go into full vansplaining though.
Yes, he didn't vansplain a thing to her.
Sorry.
So this movie is just it is the movie at the drive-in that you were paying no fucking attention to whatsoever. This thing was not made for anyone to remotely take seriously. There is no plot here to speak of whatsoever. It is just you look up from making out with your girlfriend on occasion and go, check out that sweet van. Let's get one of those. And that's about it.
I mean, to the point where early on we were saying, are the reels out of order?
Yes. Because it was just random nonsense. It was just random nonsense. And so by that account, it's bad. It's a bad film. It is not as bad as The Van was, because The Van was making me physically angry because of its storyline and character stuff.
Yeah.
The Van, however, is a better told story because it at least had one. But Supervan it's something that I could say you can sit around and watch and have a good time watching it because it's so weirdly fucked up. Like, there's that bit where the cops are coming out of the diner and Uncle Leo just starts climbing onto his deputy, like wrapping his legs around him, and you're like, what are you doing?
He was having trouble standing up. I understand why he was doing it. Just the context with which it is presented is weird, because he was trying to put his hat and sunglasses on for him, so he wrapped his leg around him.
Yes,
to steady him.
Right.
However, it looks really fucking weird because the other dude's like a foot taller than him.
Exactly. So there are long stretches of this movie where it's just kind of boring and there's nothing really happening, but there's a lot of moments in this movie where you're just like, what? And movies that make me do that, where it's just like, what is happening here? That's what I like. So I can give this one jocks. I think it's worth. Don't watch it on your own. On your own, you're not going to have a lot of fun unless you were just fucking plowed out of your mind. But watch it with some buddies. Have a good time. Look at the vans. I mean, it's almost a documentary. It's
almost.
It's more look at the vans than it is telling any kind of story whatsoever. So I can give it the most mild recommendation. Just say, have a good time with it. Just do it with a group.
Like a van.
Like a van would do.
Like van sex.
Yeah, just get in there.
I prefer to call it van stuff.
Like a true vanner.
Yeah, do your van stuff.
You want me to go? You want to go?
You can go ahead.
All right. Man, I flip-flop on this movie so many times with my rating, I don't even know where it finally landed. I'm going to give it a jocks. I mean, because I feel like this is a thing you should see, because it's just ludicrous enough that I can recommend viewing it. Same caveat of, like, don't watch it alone unless you're, under some sort of influences. But, like, there's funny shit, and then there's, like, boring ass shit, and then there's the annoying sound the van makes, but then there's just enough stupid time capsule bullshit that it's kind of worth watching, even if it's a terrible print. It makes no fucking sense what the plot is. I just feel like there's enough to recommend saying, yeah, maybe you should see this if it's remotely interesting to you. But I can't justify it any more than that, because it's like you said, it's a mess of a movie.
Yeah.
I
mean, why does Supervan have a laser?
I don't know.
Like, why does it have destructive capabilities?
Because it's a Supervan. Superman had laser eyes, so why shouldn't a Supervan have laser eyes?
Is it to discharge the excess solar power?
Well, it gets its strength from the yellow sun. If it was near the red sun of Supervan's home, then this van would have no power. It would just be an ordinary van.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
logic checks out.
yeah. But yeah, I just it's a mild recommend. It's just like as a curiosity more than anything else. Because it's a mess of a movie. What I started to say was, like, at least like you said, I was going to make this point if you didn't. At least our so-called hero isn't the rapey douchebag. Like he's just a dude trying to live that van lifestyle and does a good deed, and his van gets fucked up. I can't fault him for that.
Nah, he's doing all right.
Yeah. So it's a one jocks.
Yeah. He's such a blank slate.
He is.
Like, he has no personality whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I think I have to agree with the one jocks. I was going between that and one bag, but I think it's a jocks because it's a good riffing movie. Like, we made a lot of jokes watching this, like, more than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of gaps of just, like, footage and not any dialogue or anything, just a lot of van footage. So it's kind of fun to be able to talk over that a lot. And I think that's what pushes it into jocks territory for me, even though, yeah, it's nonsensical. It's
Yeah.
It's so badly edited at so many points, but it's all right.
Yeah.
But we do have to award something else.
Go on.
How many vans does the Supervan itself get?
Oh, right. That's.
What's our scale? What did we give
It's
the
1
van?
to 5 vans.
Right, but what did the van get?
I think it got 4.
4?
I think we were like.
I gave it a 3. You guys gave it 4.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So.
Just trying to know what I'm working with.
Yeah.
That's-
I was not
that's
totally
state.
impressed with
Okay.
the van.
I think I can give the Supervan 3 vans.
Mm-hmm.
I admire that it's solar powered. I think that's nice and good for the environment. I think the noise that it makes is a fucking devil spawn nightmare.
Yes.
Everything about the interior of that van is the most impractical thing ever. Like, you can't haul stuff in it. You can't comfortably seat anyone in it. What's the point of it? So, but just from the exterior, like, that's a sweet looking van. That's different. And the front windshield just opens right up and you can climb right out. That's very dangerous. Because at one point they speed away and that windshield is not fully closed yet. Closed. And the lady just starts to tumble out of it before it. So, yeah. But it's not as good as the Straight Arrow van, I don't think. That was a sweet-ass van and practical because it had a toaster.
It's true. It did have a toaster. Got to give it that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna echo that. I think I will give it 3 vans. It's pluses. Laser, obviously. Laser, very cool. The exterior is ugly as sin, but also charming in a strange way. Like, practically speaking, it's like that ugly Mercedes toaster SUV. You know, it's just like this big giant box. But like, it's kind of charming because of how 70s shitty it is. Solar powered, you know, very, very progressive and way ahead of its time. It is a shame that it seems to be powered by Chris Tucker's screams from The Fifth Element. But other than that, it's a pretty good van.
Yeah.
I can only give it 2 vans
Okay.
because it gets that extra. It would be 1 van due to the sound. I hate the look of it because, let's face it, if you're making a van, there needs to be some sweet airbrushing on that van, which is also my problem with Straight Arrow is, I didn't like the airbrushing on that. I wanted a fucking wizard casting spells at dragons and shit.
Right.
And this, like, there's no room for any sort of airbrushing on here.
No, it's because it's all window.
Yeah, it's all window, and that's kind of lame, and the inside's lame. Like, unless you're a show-off, you're not fucking in that van. And come on, why else do you have a van?
It did have the sweet, like, tic-tac buttons, though.
It did, yes.
did.
You know, those, like, I mean, the hard press, like...
Old school NASA banks and banks of buttons.
Yeah.
But
But
we don't
it
know
does,
what any of them did.
It does get credit for being solar-powered and for having a fucking laser. So, 2 vans, but that's all I can do.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we've come to the end of this van adventure. Adventure. Let's take a break, shall we?
Please.
God, portmanteau. I couldn't even say it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Ugh. Got too worked up. Then fucking everything up.
So I found a sales flyer for when this movie was in theaters,
Yeah.
Did you know?
advertising that for the first time you can get real van music for vanners
Yeah.
on records and tapes.
Do tell. Is there a track listing or anything?
It's just an album by Vandora Express, so which I cannot find anywhere.
What?
I looked for it. So this sales flyer might be a ruse. Although there's an address, maybe I could write to it.
You should.
Send cash or money order. No COD.
I think we began our search at Old McDonald's Farm in St. Joseph.
yeah, there's
Missouri.
probably just a crate of them. We should write them. It's like, hey, could you check around in the barn and see if you got any of them Supervan soundtracks? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. To be investigated later.
Right. Break.
Break. Ready? Break.
Break.
Like I said, I had those movies that I watched to catch up. I'm going to kind of rapid fire. I don't have tons of thoughts on any of them.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't go anywhere else and more discussion. But I'm going to fight Chuck a little bit on Gale first.
We're going to fight. We're going to fight.
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 I am going to talk about one movie from the theater. Maybe talk a little bit about it. I don't know. It's been so long now. It's kind of. I don't even know if I should talk about it.
About it.
Yeah.
You had some things to say about during Golden Jocks. It's not like it was just like, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
All right. Just drinking it all in.
Just living that van life,
Yeah,
man.
I know. I know.
Yeah, we didn't even see the credits at the beginning. It was New World International.
Yeah, they didn't. They were unable to find that footage.
Mm-hmm. Only 83 people on Letterboxd have seen Supervan.
It's
Make that 85.
not easy to come by.
Yeah. That does happen a lot.
Also, no one gives a shit.
There's also that.
Yeah, the DVD's out of print.
Mm. It happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
You can get a Supervan decal for $4.99. It's the logo. I'd put that on my car.
Nah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a decal.
Decal.
Decal. Remove that decal.
Make a Supervan Matchbox car.
There's a Supervan. It's not Matchbox, but there's a company in the 70s made the two vans from the van and a Supervan, and I got the two from the van.
Oh.
I went on eBay and procured them.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Check you out.
I'm very awesome.
Where are they?
At my house. Actually, they're on my desk. Yeah.
Oh, just want to make that noise.
Sure. See my van? Look at it.
Oh, yeah. Look
Yeah.
at that. It's funny in retrospect, it looks like a moving van.
A little bit. I bought the van from the van.
Yeah, where is it?
On my desk.
Oh, you didn't bring it in here?
No,
Why not?
because BJ would play with it all during the podcast.
Oh, and then you just edit out the sounds of it
You make a
rolling.
good point. You make a good point.
Yeah.
Also, we should probably, I would guess, on BJ's ratings, I mean, other than, like, sometimes he sways with the group, but I would say 3 bags, because
Yeah.
I know how angry he would be at the massive amounts of film grain and audio problems and other things.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
It's not even grain. It was like cuts and scratches.
It's
True.
film damage
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
it was, and it was almost comical at times because it was like the movie was fading out, like someone
Kinda
was,
was, like-
not tuning it properly.
Like you were actually expecting it to just, like, start melting. you
Yeah.
know, like,
It's just like, oh, here it goes.
I've told you about my seeing of Ocean's 11, right? In the theater.
I don't think so.
Oh God! Like that was probably one of the, I will say it's one of the last times I knew I was at a film, like, you know, actual 35mm projection showing.
Yeah.
Brand new opening weekend. I cannot fucking figure out what these people did to this film. It looked worse than this. I mean, it would look like it was spliced together in a fucking barn with cow shit. Like the whole thing was just scratchy and brown and fucked up. It was like, how the hell did you ruin? I mean, it couldn't have been shown more than 3 times at the point I saw it.
Makes sense.
Oh, it was fucked. Still love the movie, but just saying, like, it was like perseverance of that, you know, seeing that showing.
So you got like a grindhouse version?
Jesus, yeah, I did. I really did.
I remember seeing it with my parents a second time. I took them to see it in. Do you remember that theater that was on Roosevelt?
I do.
that
Yeah.
became like a Crispers or
Yes,
whatever. Like
yes.
they tore it down and built other stuff.
Yep.
It was like a dollar theater.
I don't think I ever went to that
I
one.
think there were 2 screens there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that there was a theater on Bay Meadows?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the U store it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I wasn't crazy for remembering that. But anyway,
Yeah.
yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I saw
But yeah, it
7
was-
at that theater.
I swear I think that was one of the last movies they ever showed at that place because they closed it like. But I mean, it was like one of those like the floor was concrete and like you felt like a rat was going to run over your foot at any point during the movie.
Yeah.
Also, like the Regal Beach Boulevard that you can still go to.
Oh my god,
Jesus Christ,
that's
place.
that's the closest one to my house, and I'm like, nope,
No, fuck that
nope.
place.
There's no way I will ever go there.
Like, don't wear flip flops because they're probably going to stay there.
Well, that one got flooded during some of the storms, and they just never got the smell all the way out. Like it is one of the worst theaters on earth. But we saw Moon there,
Oh.
so there is that.
It did, yeah. It was
M-O-N.
the one showing.
Yeah, because it was the only place they were fucking showing it.
Yeah. I think that's the last time I ever went there. Probably, hopefully, the last time I'll ever go there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if I have been there since, and
I'm not
don't
sure if
think
I
have.
care enough about another movie to go there if they got it exclusively. Honestly, that's how bad it was.
Well, yeah,
I was
we've reached
pretty-
the point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's going to be on demand pretty quickly anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it was like, this movie may not even come out on video. We got to go.
All right, let's do this second half thing. Bring the sound effects back. I haven't done that in a while.
Sound effects.
I think when I do transitions and crap, I used to make weird noises.
You did, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
All the time.
Pow.
Lot-
Down. Down. Right there, just pull up my list. Just remember what the hell I watched. All right, and welcome back.
Hey!
Second half.
Woo!
Indeed.
All right.
All right.
So anybody watch anything new? I guess we'll start
I
there.
did.
Oh, okay. You must start there.
I saw The Shape of Water
Okay.
in a theater. Wow. Yeah, in a packed theater.
I
no
almost
less.
did that Monday since I had it off, but
Yeah.
I just knew I wasn't in the mood. If that makes any sense, like
Yes.
there's a mood for Del Toro movies. I was like, I will not appreciate this the way I should right now.
Yeah. This one, like I've said, like I really don't love any Del Toro movies other than Pacific Rim. I haven't seen all of them, so
Okay.
like I haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth, so yeah, I probably need to. But the other stuff like Hellboy and like Blade 2 and just all this other stuff, it's like, I don't, I'm like they're all right, but this one, this is a great movie. Like I really really like this movie, and this movie should not work in any way, shape, or form. It's just one of those like we talk about how some movies don't work because they don't sufficiently sell you on their world and their premise, and so when the weird stuff starts happening, you're like, oh, that's fucking stupid. Whereas this one, there's absolutely none of that because they've sold the world so thoroughly and so well, and the lead characters are so goddamn charming that by the time you get to the point where it's like, okay, there's a fish man, and I think she fell in love with it, you're like, okay. But just the whole, it's basically kind of, the soundtrack is very Amelie sounding almost, which goes a very long way, as well as having your main character be mute and having to express everything through her face and through sign language throughout the movie. And then, if you can cast Richard Jenkins in your movie, that's usually a really, really good idea. And he is her neighbor who does a lot of the communication. And Octavia Spencer is her coworker who does the other part of all the speaking in the movie. And she's fantastic as well. So it's kind of interesting that you have a movie set in the early 60s where basically your two characters that do the most speaking throughout the movie are a closeted gay man and a black woman. So that part's interesting as well. And then your other main character is mute. Well, basically two of your main characters are mute because the mermaid, fish man thing, whatever.
Merman.
Which, the only complaint I have about that, it's a very cool design, but it's so close to Abe Sapien from Hellboy that it kind of throws you off. Because it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things like, I feel like they probably should have made it a little more unique from that.
Well, I feel like the Pan's Labyrinth guy, the eyeball guy, looks a lot like Abe Sapien too. The one you always see doing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But in spite of all that, the movie works fantastically because it's such a fantastical world that they've sold you on so well. And there's a point where basically the other characters are just happy for her that she's, found like this weird love that she has. But it works because, I think it gets underestimated in so many movies how much having the other characters be genuinely happy for your main character transfers to the audience, that you can feel that way as well. And it's like, okay, well, she's got a fish man living in her tub now, and she's, this is the best days of her life type thing. It's hard to explain, but it works as this fairy tale thing, even though, a lot of it's predictable. And I gotta say, Michael Shannon's really good too in it, because he's just like pure evil, because everyone's happy for these characters, and he's the only one who's trying to take it away and like actively being a piece of shit about it.
Because that guy's a fish man?
Hmm?
Is that his motivation? Is it because it's a fish man?
Oh yeah, he's an affront to God.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
But he's also the one who tracked it down in the Amazon and brought it back.
Oh, okay.
And, because it's Cold War stuff, it's like, well, the Russians, they want it, and we need this to win the Cold War, all that sort of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, his motivation is, I need to move up the military corporate ladder, whatever, and this thing can breathe underwater or out, in the air, and that'll help us win the space race, because if we can figure that out, then we can make our astronauts, they can survive whatever environment they need to be in. So that's his motivation. So he has motivations. They're shitty motivations, but they're clear motivations, and it works for his character. So it's one of those movies that just everything about it, the environment, the music, the way these characters communicate with each other, sells this entire world that this woman could fall in love with this creature. And obviously because it works too, because it's not a human thing, that, it can work as a gay allegory. It can work as an interracial allegory. It can work as all sorts of different allegories that don't have to be like, okay, well, it's clearly about this one thing.
Well,
it's like
whatever the forbidden love du jour is of the time.
Yeah, and it can work like that. And I think that's the strength, and why obviously they did it in, why the storyline goes where it does. So, but yeah, it's one of those movies that absolutely should not work, but because of the filmmaking in it is so strong, it works and it sells its world.
Yeah, on paper it sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. When you describe it and you talk about it, it's like, yeah, that's
fish man.
Yeah. Yeah. People are like, so she wants to fuck the fish? What? It's like, yes, but society told her she can't fuck the fish.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's...
Or as the best joke I saw, someone said grinding Nemo. I saw that on Twitter. And total props to whomever said it. I could look it up, but sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You'll get 800 different sources for it.
Yeah, but Sally Hawkins is fantastic, and I knew I love these characters when she and Richard Jenkins have they basically do a dance scene from he's always watching classic movies on his TV. It's black and white TV, and they're just showing old movies on it. Mm-hmm. But they do like this tap dancing routine while sitting on the couch together that is just like the most goddamn charming thing you'll ever see. Is the two of them doing this little tap dance thing together on the couch. And it's just a movie full of really great characters.
Yeah. I do really want to see it, like I said.
Highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's just you got to know your mood. And I was like, I will be doing a disservice to this movie if I go see it right now. Because, I just had that, I just want to sit inside and play video games, and I was like, if I go to this movie, I'm
if you're not primed for a movie like that, you're not going to enjoy a movie like that.
But you need to watch more Del Toro. Like, you need to see Pan's Labyrinth. And I hope you've seen The Devil's Backbone.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I watched it with you at some point.
Okay.
Long ago.
Well,
I think before the podcast even started.
Yeah, it's confusing because, so many things he's done, like Del Toro Presents. It's like, things people think Tarantino directed when he had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because then like the Orphanage or the Orphan or whatever the hell it was pretty good. It's just not. It's like this is Del Toro-esque, but it's not actually him.
Yeah.
Like, he's had other things that were pretty good.
Yeah.
That I don't think were actually his. It's
Yeah.
confusing. I need to go back and rewatch Kronos. I saw that like years ago before it was like I don't even know who he was, and again I was just like I don't even know what this is, and it's confusing. But I bet I would have a whole totally different opinion of it now.
I feel like I need to watch Mimic again, even though I know it's garbage. Like I know there's probably something to it, but the studio fucked it.
It's
Yeah,
Mimic is like Blade 2 to me. It's like I see, you can see DNA of something better here. It's just still not good.
Yeah, I just remember that movie just being
like
junk.
Blade 2 is not good, people. Like I know you want to like Del Toro, but it's not good.
Yeah, I didn't get that recent. Like Blade 2 is the best. I'm like, yeah, it's really not.
not really.
It's
I mean, you can like Del Toro fine, but that movie's still a piece of shit. I mean, it is. It's the best he could do with a Blade thing, but it's like it's not. A good movie.
I feel the same way when I watch Hellboy. I'm like, there are people like, no, they can't remake Hellboy. They can't redo this. I'm like, why not? Because
it would work.
these are a lot of missed potential.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I mean, I like the first Hellboy a lot, but
I like second Hellboy better. I mean, second Hellboy felt like
I liked the second one better too.
it let him like be more Del Toro-esque.
Yeah.
You know, like that whole when they go to that market and it's just like, holy fuck, everything is going crazy here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, is it me?
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
go ahead because there's stuff I watched for Golden Jocks, but
Okay.
I ran out of steam about talking about any of it
Well,
because
I'm-
it's been a few weeks since I watched it.
I'm basically just gonna rapid fire the things that I caught up with and give quick opinions, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of talked about it when we did a Golden Jocks episode, but I just kind of want to reiterate, like, see XXX3, like Return of Xander Cage. That is like such a BMFcast movie, and
It's real dumb.
it's real dumb. It's God, it's so 90s Mountain Dew bullshit fueled that it's fantastic now. Like it's just one of those things. Like I found myself becoming nostalgic for the type of movie that I absolutely hated when they were brand new. That's just where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Gleefully
I
dumb
I
movies.
don't know what happened. Like when that was the rage of like, yeah, we're snowboarding off the 747 into the Eiffel Tower, and then we'll stop the bomb. Boom. Like that shit. Like when it was new, it was like fuck everything about this. But now I'm like, yeah, no, do that. And Donnie Yen's fucking amazing in it. Well, he's always amazing. But,
Thanks, BMFcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one I it's so weird because I ultimately don't think I like the movie, but I have to say you absolutely need to watch Split if you haven't.
Yeah.
Like on a whole, I don't think it's awesome. It's pretty good for a Shyamalan movie, but that's not saying much these days. But fucking James McAvoy, holy shit, dude. Like, that is his fucking performance of a lifetime. Seriously, like, it's... You almost, like, want to, like, go and, like, tap him on the shoulder, and it's like, stop, this movie's not going to be that good. Save this for something better.
Right.
But there's, he's probably never going to play a character like that again, so... He's a fucking tour de force in that movie, but just on a whole, like, that movie gets real dumb and predictable by the end, and not twisty, except for the bullshit tacked on, like, thing that probably everybody has had spoiled at this point, but...
I like that last scene. That was what
Sure.
I mean.
I don't know anything about
Okay,
it.
well then I won't say anything more. But
Yeah.
I also watched it and hadn't talked about it. I thought that his performance is that movie, and without it, there is no movie. And like when it was over, I don't remember anything about that movie. It's just it's just a thing.
I mean, I think
the girl from The Witch. in it,
yeah,
right?
I was gonna say I think both leads are fantastic in it. It's just like ultimately by the end, it's like
But to me, it's impressive that it's not fucking Lady in the Water
yes,
or
it's a mostly straightforward told story.
Yeah, but I mean, not only that, it's just not. You're not aggressively angry watching it. Like, you were fucking wasting my time, Shyamalan, like he has done recently.
Yeah.
Like, I was so fucking furious during Lady in the Water. I was just like, man, fuck you. I don't know what you think you're doing anymore, but fuck you. How dare you?
Yeah.
This was pretty good. It's pretty good.
I would say like it's worth a watch, if nothing else, but for
Yes.
the performances and
Yes.
maybe you'll have a slightly higher take on it by where it goes by the end. But whatever.
Yep.
Another movie that I don't have a ton of opinions on, but I would say it's still worth a watch. I watched Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a low rent heist movie. It's not the quality of the movie. I'm just saying like it's dumb people doing a heist movie instead of Danny Ocean and company.
It's a low stakes heist
Yeah,
movie.
but it's well,
No, the stakes are pretty high.
They're stealing a lot of money. I'm just saying, it's like it's dumb people somehow kind of making this all happen just by accident. But it's better than I thought it was going to be based on the trailers.
Trailers are bad
by a lot. Like I mean,
the trailers are really bad.
Other than like Daniel Craig, like him showing up the trailers, I was like, all right, I might be in to see him do whatever the hell he's doing. Like that's what. Like I was watching the trailers, like what is this? Like C. Tate, come on. And then then it said Soderbergh, and I was like, huh? And then it was like Daniel Craig showed up, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. I love his credit at the beginning. It was introducing
he,
Daniel Craig.
He does that. Soderbergh does that in like every one of his movies. He
does
introduces, I think he introduced Brad Pitt in one of his movies.
He introduced Julia Roberts in Ocean's 11, I believe.
Okay.
He does this.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. Okay, these are gonna be quicker. I watched The Beguiled because I was trying to do Golden Jocks, and I have liked Sofia Coppola's movies, just every single one of them in some capacity. I know they're not for everybody; they're super polarizing movies, but I mean, like for me, Lost in Translation top, then probably like Virgin Suicides, and I even like Marie Antoinette. You know, it's weird and quirky and weird. I don't know, but The Beguiled, it's one of those things like, man. Talk about a setting I just don't give a fuck about. Like it's kind of like it was that uphill climb of like what I suspect one day when I see Phantom Thread will be is like I just don't give a shit about this setting. You can make a good movie, but there's just certain things I'm just like it was okay by the end.
That's why I've never watched The Age of Innocence, despite loving Scorsese. I've just been like,
oh yeah,
God, dude, no, this is not what I want from you. I don't give a shit about this at all. So
yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of worth a watch. Again, you're watching it for performances, and I guess maybe to just go like, man, it would have really sucked living at that time. I appreciate movies that show you shitty times and make them seem shitty instead of appealing.
That's always a plus.
Well, like I just like there should not be a version of like Les Mis where you go like, I want to be there. No, fuck that place, fuck that time, fuck everything. Like walking through shit in the streets and fuck all that. Yeah. So, I like I said, appreciate it for like, living in Virginia in the fucking Civil War would be a bad idea.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. For lots of reasons.
Take that to the bank.
All right, two more quick ones because one of them was Bright. We talked at length about that.
We had a whole podcast
extra
about
that. I'm gonna say one more that I think is worth a watch, and then maybe have a tiny fight with Chuck. I watched The Great Wall, the Matt Damon movie. Man, like. That is a tough movie to nail down because on one hand, it's very much a BMFcast movie. However, and I should look up the name, it's directed by the guy who made House of Flying Daggers.
Oh.
So, like, it's all BMFcast plot with the fucking visuals of House of Flying Daggers. I fucking loved it. I mean, by the time, some could argue Matt Damon's miscast and not just for, like, white guy saves, Asian people thing, but just different white guy would I think might have been different or better. He's not bad. It's just like it's a little hard to shake. Hey, it's Matt Damon, with funny wigs on. However, like I watched this movie in 4K HDR. Holy shit! Like there is one sequence towards the end of the movie. It's not important the location for the plot. However, they're like in this big room that's full of like stained glass of various colors, and the HDR like God rays from all these different colors, just fucking amazing. So. Visually, the movie is a masterpiece. Plot-wise, it's pretty fucking stupid. However, those two combined made for from me. So,
all right,
yeah, it's strange times we live in where like you get super visual filmmaker making some dumb movie like that. And finally, I want to talk quickly about Geostorm. Talk about a movie Chuck and I, like 0 hour, like, we need to see fucking Geostorm before we do Golden Jocks. Yeah. Holy shit.
We were in a panic. We were like, we can't do this without seeing Geostorm.
Yeah. All right.
You might notice we didn't mention Geostorm during the Golden Jocks.
No, we didn't. All right. So, Chuck, I'm basing this. We haven't had a lot of discussion about Geostorm. However, I get the feeling like if we were rating this on BMFcast scale, this would be a 4 or 5 bagger.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, it seems like you really fucking hated Geostorm.
I was upset with how not good bad it was, if that makes sense. Like, I knew it was going to be stupid, but this thing was, I love The Day After Tomorrow to death. I will sing the praises of that movie forever. Anyone says that movie is bad, I will fight them.
Day After Tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's
this is
It's
kind
real
of
bad,
that.
but it's real dumb but highly watchable.
I guess my problem with it was that because like they went back and reshot like an hour of it, and I could see it. I could see
In
the
Geostorm?
seams. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there were scenes. I literally said this out loud when I was watching it. I was like, there were certain scenes, and I was like, is this a Jerry Bruckheimer tribute that they're trying to pull off here? And then I go back and read the research, and they brought Bruckheimer in to do all the reshoots. So anytime there were like shots that looked straight out of Gone in 60 Seconds or something like that, I'm like, oh, that's okay. That's what happened here.
Okay.
So I was kind of pissed at it from the get-go because there's that opening scene in Congress that immediately I was like, this was filmed way later. They tacked this on because the next scene explains everything that scene did. And I was just like, we are just there just throwing extra stuff in here that is not weather destruction.
Okay.
And it was just like, I don't know.
Right.
It was so stitched together. It was making me angry.
Okay. Well, see, I know or knew or know nothing about the behind the scenes of this movie at all.
I didn't either.
So
Until
I'm
after
just
it was
saying,
over.
like, coming to this, it's not like a end of the world, Roland Emmerich thing. You know, I mean, it's Dean Devlin, right? It's the guy who wrote all of his stuff, but like,
his producing partner.
Yeah. So like, if you get that out of your head right out of the way, like, you're gonna get plenty of destruction. It's just like that's not the driving force of this movie for the majority of it,
Which is weird.
It is weird, but like, strangely, I found it kind of compelling. Like when it swerved on me, I went with the swerve and I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So like, I would say like at least half of this movie, if not more, is like 24 in space.
It's exactly.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's a lot of like, well, who's the mole and things and stuff, but they're on a fucking space station, so I'm in. Like, I mean, it's just like we're not. It's not weather destroying things, but honestly, a lot of the weather destroying stuff didn't look that great. So it was like I was kind of okay with them like swerving into a different storyline. I guess we're not going to have an argument that I thought we were going to have because I thought you like really fucking hated this movie.
No,
like, based on your your afterwards comments. So
no, I was like I said, I was upset that it wasn't the dumb fun I wanted it to be. It was just dumb.
Sure.
Like
Okay.
I was like I now have Mackie full time in my head. When you were shouting at Ricochet, like you were just like, "This is fucking stupid." Like you were just shouting it in the theater when like he threw the gun at him and he caught it. It was like, "Aha! You shot your partner with this gun." When you shouted that has become the go-to audio file in my head when I'm just pissed off at how stupid a movie is. I hear you shouting that, and so that's where I was at in Geostorm. I was just like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, this is unbelievably stupid. I just sat there, was just like, I can't believe how fucking stupid this is. So I wanted smart stupid, if that makes sense.
I'm not saying I'm coming at it to defend it like, oh my god, this is a masterpiece, what's wrong with you? I had a lot of fun with this movie, and when it was over, most of it immediately went out of my head because like there's a lot of dumb dangling plot points that go nowhere. Like there's a strange love story thing that sort of happens between him and like Chief Scientist Lady, and it's like, was that happening? Because like they're kind of lovey at the end. It's like, wait, what? I mean, is this just like a we survived together, hooray? Like, it's weird. Like it just kind of comes out of nowhere. So
yeah, his Gerard Butler's brother annoyed the shit out of me because he was like. Whenever David Spade would do a Michael J. Fox impersonation on Saturday Night Live, he was that. He was always like running in, constantly out of breath, just stressed to the max, and it was just like, dude.
I don't know that the world is ever going to figure out what to do with Jim Sturgis.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think they are.
No.
Like, I just don't think.
Yeah.
Like, I think like, hey, we cast you in that Beatles movie thing. You're good for that. And then it's like, all right, go away. Like, you're like the Ethan Hawke now. You're just kind of hanging around. It's like, do you have a point? Like.
And then just
like you were good in a couple things, but you can go away now, Ethan.
Yeah.
Like really.
But then like two UK dudes playing American brothers, you're just like,
yes.
just fucking let them be from the UK. What does it matter? What are you doing? So, yeah, I don't know. I will say, for as stupid as it is, and like the reveal of who the villain is in the movie, the entire Orlando sequence is fucking some of the dumbest, greatest shit I've seen. Like the weather bullshit that is happening during that entire thing that was where the movie almost won me back, where I was just like, all right, do the rest of this. That's fine. Because that was all hot bullshit. Everything that happened in Orlando was the hottest bullshit.
Well, I guess they didn't have, it was slightly in the future or something, because didn't the dude have like a little smart car, electric car, like the Indian dude or whatever?
Didn't they all have these weird like things that would snap out? Like, didn't they have these like...
Yeah, it was like slightly future.
Yeah, because they had these like space phones that they would throw them out.
And
And
it was
like
an Indian dude. He was a Chinese dude,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, but like he had, like there was that part where he was getting away, and like it's like this weird electric smart, like it's this tiny little electric car thing, and he's like running from weather.
Yeah, there's a lot of running from weather. It's just not as good as running from weather in the Day After Tomorrow because Cold was chasing people down hallways, and that's the fucking best.
Yeah, running from wind.
Yep. And then they would get in the room, and there would be wolves. So, yeah, Geostorm was just wasn't the dumb fun I wanted it to be.
Okay, that's
So,
fair.
it
Yeah,
just-
I'm not like I wasn't like going to be like Geostorm's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
How
no,
dare you?
No,
I would argue that more for the Great Wall. Believe it or not,
Right.
like I mean that is a movie I just slept on for so long. I was just like. And then when it was one of those things I was just like, I don't want to watch Matt Damon save the Asian people because I thought it was like literally like he's going to go there and fight a war on the Great Wall, and then it was like, no, they're fighting like dragon things. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. I just figured it was The Last Samurai.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean because I never saw the reveal trailer. It was like, no, it's fucking dragon shit. And it was
Yeah,
like,
I didn't know
wait,
that
what?
either. So now that I know it's dragon shit, I'm in.
Yeah.
Love dragon shit.
Creature shit. I'd say.
Big fan of big
Yeah.
fan of dragon shit.
Yeah,
Not,
you know.
not full on dragons, just these
Okay.
dragon-like creatures.
Right.
Right.
So
So
I just want to say that I watched like 17 movies in the last 2 weeks. I've been going through BMFcast possibilities and just weeding them out because we've had stacks of like those multi-movie discs for the longest time that we've never even cracked open. I was like, you know what? I need to verify if any of these are any good. They aren't. So, but that gives me the chance to say that on the BMFcast website, bmfcast.com, we added all our links to the letterbox sites that we have.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you want to see the 17 movies I watched in the last 2 weeks, it's on my link. You can go look at that. So just not going to talk about any of them because none of them worth talking about.
Okay.
No. They didn't deserve it.
No.
All right. So you guys want some emails?
Sure do.
Yeah. We got emails. Why are you laughing at that?
that's
Why
good.
is
That's
that
good
funny?
because I want some.
Yeah, because you asked us if we wanted some, and I said yes. So
If you'd be like, well, we don't have any emails, it'd be like,
you
how's it feel to want, fucker?
cock tease motherfucker.
I could have done that to you, but we have email.
Yes.
Bring him.
First one up is from Seth, who says, New Year's and anti-recommendations. Happy New Year's, BMFcasters. It's Seth from North Carolina, and I wanted to say thank you for 7 years of gracing my ear holes with your podcast. Came upon your podcast back in 2011 after stumbling down the rabbit hole that is Chuck's Water Cooler Films, and you guys have been making me laugh for several years without ceasing. Whether it's your amazing iced tea impressions, the use of the word beef, or what feels like hours on end, that's something only live stream people will understand.
Yeah.
But anyway, beef. For what feels like hours on end, or the most amazing Domino's promotions ever, you guys have never ceased to deliver. I want to take a brief minute and save you from two of the worst movies imaginable, The Invisible Maniac and Psychos in Love. 1990s, The Invisible Maniac may have a triple T ratio to match even the best your library has to offer, but it drops in awesomeness rather quickly. From tops removed by what most have been a leaf blower to completely visible wires during the climactic battle between two invisible opponents, this movie should have had everything. Alas, it did not. With rape scenes that appear all too frequently and the worst acting this side of Birdemic, this movie deserves a pass. However, Chuck may want to punish himself with it during next year's 31 Days of
Already
Halloween.
did. No.
Okay.
Like it was
Chuck it-
actually a 31 and 31 episode, or just something
No,
you
no,
came
no.
across?
No, it was in the stack of movies for 1990 year.
Yeah. I was
And-
going to say, if it's from 1990, chances are it has graced one of our eyes at some point.
Yeah, that was one I was like, I don't know about this one, and I was like, oh yeah, no way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. But we make no apologies for, basically filtering out any movies with gratuitous rape in them.
yes.
So,
Except for the last 2 weeks. Sorry about that.
well,
We didn't
they were
know.
thwarted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, 1987 Psychos in Love is likewise praiseworthy for its triple T ratio, but the constant breaking of the fourth wall ruins what would have been an otherwise movie. There's gore, gag jokes that sometimes pay off, and plenty of terrible repetitions of the phrase, grapes. I hate grapes. But the movie never pulls itself together. One bonus, however, is the interview provided on the 2009 DVD release with writer-star Carmine Capobianco. He seems to not only love himself and his work, but practically credits himself with creating the comedy horror genre.
Oh, well, how about that?
Crash and burn, Seth. Good for you, Carmine Capobianco.
Yeah.
I'm sure some will dispute your claims.
I guess you haven't heard of a movie called House.
House.
Came out before that.
Yeah. There were a few movies that came out before that. Next one up is from Justin. who says, Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. Hey guys, years ago, 1992, I was in LA and I applied for a job with Roger Corman's Concord/New Horizons Studios. No, I didn't get the job. But after the interview, I was asked if I wanted to tour the studio. After the interview, I was asked if I wanted a tour of the studio and jumped at the chance. One of the associate producers led me around the sets. I was incredibly proud of the fact they were shooting the Fantastic Four movie. Being a huge comic book nerd, I was impressed. Then I stopped dead in my tracks and asked if they were honestly shooting it on Corman's budget. And they were. I'm assuming my look of disbelief is the reason I didn't get the job. As the years went by, I would wonder from time to time why this movie was never officially released, why just the bootleg copies that were floating around. Then, the other day, while surfing on Hulu, I came across a documentary called Doomed, The Untold Story of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, and all my questions were answered. If you want to know what happened, from Stan Lee bad-mouthing the film to all the stuff that happened behind the scenes to get it made, and why a copy even exists after the work print was allegedly shredded, I highly recommend it. The movie goes on to detail how... The movie goes into detail... My brain is not working tonight. Movie goes into detail on how Hollywood works when it comes to making movies just to keep the rights to certain properties. No matter at what angle you're watching the movie from, it's fascinating. Keep up the great work, guys. Justin from Nebraska, sent from my iPhone. And you talked about that on your BMFcast Rewind video.
Yep.
And then
I watched it too. Yeah.
Harlow watched it also. Yeah, it's a fascinating documentary. It's exactly what you want it to be.
It's weird because like I could not that I think like anything's wrong with the documentary, but I mean it's one of those things where like you could shave 30 minutes. I mean, I guess it's just like it felt that it needed to be a feature-length documentary.
Yeah.
I
think they probably used all the interview footage they had.
I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just some subjects, it's like you don't always have to make a feature-length documentary. Like there are homes for it. You know, like if it's going to show up on Hulu or Netflix or whatever, they don't care if it's an hour or if it's 90 minutes. You know, it's not like you're...
Well, this was a Kickstarter thing. It wasn't, made for one of the streaming services. And I think they were just like, you know what? This is our chance to show as much Fantastic Four footage as possible.
Yeah, like I said, I have nothing I can point to and say, well, get rid of that. I'm just saying some things like that. It's like, you need 90 minutes to tell me all this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Last one we got is from Jay from Vegas.
Oh. Who
says, Yo, Tanya is the name of I, Tanya in Spanish, and this joke is for Josh from Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, BMFcast crew. Jagus here. And I just got out of a showing of I, Tanya, and holy shit, that movie! The film is a period piece that runs chronologically through Harding's life from ages 4 to 23 that cuts to the modern-day interview format for exposition along with fourth wall breaks that offer exposition when a hard cut would break the film's flow. It sounds odd, but it works great, especially in one scene where Tanya Harding breaks the fourth wall during a fight with Sean Galooly to say that Galooly correctly remembers this incident but not the time it takes place. The best part comes at the end when they play real clips of the real people and confirm the crazy shit Sean Eckhart says in the movie that felt like the typical Hollywood lying to make the story better fluffing was, in fact, real fucking quotes. In conclusion, I cannot recommend I, Tanya enough. It has fantastic acting, gorgeous cinematography, and had me glued to my seat for the 2-hour runtime to hear a story that 14-year-old me completely ignored because my life back then centered on Super Nintendo and Queensryche. Have a happy and kneecap break-free 2018, Jay, sent from my vinyl copy of Operation Mindcrime. Yeah, the preview for that came up before Shape of Water, and I was like, okay, now I see what that movie's going for, and that looks way better than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Like, you pitch that movie to me without me seeing a trailer or any footage, I'd be like, I'm good. I didn't care about the actual happening, much less watching a movie dramatizing it.
The trailer sells the shit out of that
absolutely.
movie.
No, I'm saying, I have seen the trailer, and like I'm saying, seeing footage, I'm like, no, I need to put this movie in my eyeballs pretty soon.
Yeah.
Especially when they were like, it's the Goodfellas of figure skating. I was like, sold. Like, if you want a one-line pitch me a movie, just say anything's the Goodfellas of anything, and I'll fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just have to call it Yo, Tanya.
That's true.
Yo, Tanya.
Uno por Yo, Tanya.
Yeah.
That's what you say the ticket taker.
Do you?
If you're where they spreca the Spanish. They parlez-vous Espanol.
What? Killing me here.
Exactly. Excellent
All right.
point.
That's all we got this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contact info. Just go to bmfcast.com. Literally, that's all you have to do. Like all of the buttons and the things to the socials are there.
Everything.
If you need quick, immediate contacting information, write to us at BMF@BMFcast.com or call the Garfield phone 910-5JOCKS-BMF. That's 910-556-9263.
Correct.
And patreon.com/BMFcast.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus shows, bonus stuff, all sorts of things going on there.
Yep.
Launched a new thing this week.
New shit is coming to light.
Yeah. Yeah, $3 level, you get access to Let's Slay,
Yeah.
which is us playing old beat-em-up arcade games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quarter eaters.
Yep. BMFcast worthy video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff with explosions.
And patrons, I mean, there's long been a dormant BBS owed to you for a very, very long time. I'm getting to the point I don't know that we're going to keep doing that, so we're trying to provide other things. We're working through some things, because believe it or not, making a dumbass clip show like that takes a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Like a long time.
Yeah.
So,
But we're gonna
but
keep
we
throwing
promise
stuff
we
at
promise
you,
you
so-
there will be other rewards, and
Yeah.
maybe we'll still throw together a BBS from time to time.
Yeah.
We don't know.
The anniversary's coming up, too, so we need to...
We update for year 3.
Yeah. Which will hopefully be a huge one.
Yeah, we still have one cool thing coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
We've been teasing it for a while, but it is coming soon. We
Yeah.
promise.
You're gonna like it.
Yep.
You're going to like it. Mhm.
Of course we are.
Yeah. Well,
All right, let's get out of here, shall we? I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. Motherfucker.
I always
Yeah, there you
forget
go.
he's the one who says
Yeah, I
it.
know. We all just kind of shifty eye look at each other for
Yeah,
a
we're like,
second.
oh, I was gonna say it.
It's like, fuck, I did the intro. I'll say that.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I know. BVS, fuck, dude. Like, BVS is a goddamn pain in the ass to edit. It really is. Or it would just be painful to listen to. Like, I mean, I know I OCD edit, but Jesus Christ. If you listen to I'm not saying we're fucking professional when we say go, but we're 1,000 times more professional than before we say go.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to get around all that, and table tapping, and mic moving, and coughing, and...
We're just conversating, man.
I know, but it's like... yeah. It's like living inside someone's lung.
I get it.
Well, yeah, I know how hard it is for me to edit footage of me talking, which is why there hasn't been a new Futurama one for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So,
might be even longer.
but we're looking into something, some other things, placeholders, and
Still got a lot of bonus
Stuff.
content happening. So,
Yeah.
we do overall, yes.
and there is a new BAMcast Rewind coming. It's mostly written. I've just struggled with how to.
It's a big one.
Yeah,
It's fucking robot job.
I've struggled with what my take is specifically, like how I can frame that as the important milestone that it is, instead of just saying, "Yeah, it's Robot Jocks." Is there's Chainsaw Dick, and
I have an idea, but it has to happen off air.
Okay,
So just if you want something,
I would listen.
Okay.
I mean, it's mostly done. I'm kind of just like, what's the tact I want to take with this? So,
okay, I have an idea.
okay,
All right. Well, I guess we'll
tell these yahoos goodbye.
yeah, we'll tell these Googles and Bings
Kick you guys
later.
out.
Yeah.
Please, let people know, any friends you have, even if they don't do YouTube, tell them to subscribe to us, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because the
please.
new advertiser thing kind of fucked us. We've got the hours we need. We just don't have enough consistent subscribers. So we need to get over 1,000 before they'll reinstate monetization.
Yeah, we're hovering this time like somewhere in the second half of 600, I think.
Yeah.
But
And if you come here regularly anyway and aren't a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because guess what? YouTube is not going to notify you about shit. You won't get hammered with emails because YouTube is so bad about telling you that there's new content for people you're subscribed to.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just this arbitrary number at this point, so it won't do you any harm whatsoever.
I mean, it'll still show up. Like if you go to the page and you say subscriptions, you'll get all your
yes,
latest videos. So that's
but I mean,
still
like, you're not
nice,
going to
but-
get pestered with emails
Yeah.
about it because they just don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just log in under your parents' account.
Yes.
When you go to their house and they're
Yeah.
like, hey, my computer's broken, you can be like, hey, I'll fix it for you. And then go to youtube.com and
Go to the Apple
slash
Store.
BMFcast.
Go to all the computers that
Then,
people left.
then go to their
themselves logged
purses
into.
and their wallets and take out on those green pieces of paper and send them into us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All those things.
Fire truck.
We appreciate it.
We do. We really do.
So, all right.
Yep.
Logging off.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.